got people up in the chandeliers. The wine and dining, the menu is blood, sweat, and
It's time for Hutto Hippos football. Tonight, the Hippos face the Pflugerville Panthers on the Hippos homecoming game. The Hippos come in with a 5-1 record and a 2-1 record in district play after losing a tough defensive battle with Cedar Park last Friday. The Hippos are still in a great spot to get the second seed in district play, but they must play their best for their final 3 games of the season. Last week, the Hippos defense held Cedar Park to negative 4 yards rushing, and the Hippos would love to continue that defensive dominance to finish the regular season. The Pflugerville Panthers come into the game with a 2-6 record and are 1-3 in district play, and they are currently fighting for a playoff spot, sitting in 5th place. The Panthers offense has averaged 293 yards per game this season, and they have averaged 19 points per game. The Panthers defense has struggled this year, giving up 35 points per game. If the Hippos offense comes alive and the defense plays well, this could be a great homecoming for the Hippos. The Panthers, however, would love to avenge their 58-13 loss from last year after they gave up 52 unanswered points to the Hippos. Thank you for joining us on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network. Now, live from a cold and windy Hutto Memorial Stadium are the voices of the Hippos. Sideline commentator Bryce Doggett, color commentator Ryan Robinson, and play-by-play man Todd Robinson. Gentlemen, let's get this game underway.
Well, thank you, Gage, and yes, you are right. You nailed it when you said a cold and windy Hutto Memorial Stadium, and it is all of that plus. I guess some would call that football weather, minus the wind, I guess. But, yeah, it is a cool, very breezy, beyond breezy, gusty night here at Hutto Memorial Stadium as the 2-1 Hippos, 2-1 in district play, take on the Pflugerville Panthers, who are 2-6, 1-3 in district play. Hippos, of course, coming in from off of that just very, very crushing, disappointing loss to Cedar Park last week, a game that they controlled really for the most part. As Gage mentioned in the intro, held the Cedar Park Timberwolves to minus 4 yards rushing last week, and but had 2 plays that you could really kind of go back to, or 2 events, I guess. The 1 touchdown right before halftime after the Hippos had taken a 10-3 lead, and they gave up that 62-yarder with 30 seconds to go. And then, of course, letting Cedar Park drive 75 yards on the, I guess, in the last 2.5 minutes of the ball game, and just a disappointing loss. But as we talked about at the coaches' show with Brad this Monday night, you can't let Cedar Park beat you twice.
No,
you know, they beat you once, and
yeah, you can't let them beat you twice. And obviously, you come into playing a game, you're against Pflugerville, and you're expected to win. But this is not the first time we've been in this situation this year. We had kind of a similar situation against another Pflugerville school earlier in Connolly, and we saw how that turned out. We were down at halftime. Obviously, ended up all right, but we got to come out fast. I think we've got to come out ready to play, hit some guys hard, maybe get the ball with the wind and not going into 25-mile-an-hour wind might help.
Well, I think this is going to be an interesting one, probably a game that's going to be a little different from what would normally be a Hippos game plan. Of course, the Hippos come in averaging 237 yards throwing and 170 rushing, but you have to feel that throwing game is going to be neutralized a little bit tonight, not by a Pflugerville defense, but by a wind that's blowing about 20 or 25 miles an hour out of the north. And so probably look for the Hippos to keep it on the ground a little bit more for a couple of reasons. One, the aforementioned wind, but also they get a running back tonight. Mekhi Kimball is going to be back in the backfield for the Hippos, so kind of loads up their dual threat backfield.
Well, not only loads up their dual threat backfield, but also frees up Kendall Williams to go back and play some linebacker, and which is going to be huge. Pflugerville loves to run the ball. They run it about 3 times for every pass, and to be able to have that experienced linebacker back there, being able to not only bark out signals but fill holes and stop that run. Not that the Hutto defense needs a lot of help stopping the run right now. As you mentioned, Cedar Park held a negative 4 yards last week, but every little piece helps.
Yeah, and I think it's just one of these where the Hippos need to come out early, need to grab control of this game, and just go about their business. And like I said, you can't let Cedar Park beat you twice. You can't have that hangover effect of the of just the frustrating loss in a game that you walked away knowing that you should have won. Because at this point, you're still playing for big things. You're playing, and we talked about Brad at the coach's show on Monday also, is, hey, this team has a lot bigger goals than winning a district championship. And while that's highly unlikely at this point and probably going to fall to Cedar Park, this team can still certainly make a deep run in the playoffs.
Make a deep run. And for those seniors, they're only getting 4 home games this year, and to get second in district and give themselves yet another home game, give themselves a better shot to advance past the first round in playoffs. There's a lot of things that they've still got to play for besides that district championship that's probably out of reach at this point.
Absolutely, and that, as Brad said too, let's start another streak. The Hippos ended last week. The Timberwolves ended a Hippos 17-game winning streak, regular season win streak. So let's get another one going. We're going to pause just a moment for the Hippo Band to play the national anthem. National anthem played by a Hutto Hippo band that I guarantee is really cold over there in that end zone.
Boy.
And they have their they did great last week in their UIL competition, moved on to the area round. They play tomorrow around noon, and I think the wind's supposed to die down by that time, but I know they were they were spectacular last weekend and looking to make a deep run themselves in the band. Well, Bryce, you mentioned that you picked the wrong time to give up your gig of being up here in the booth, and you're down on the sidelines. How's it feel?
It's a little cold and windy. Yeah, Rhino wouldn't change with me, and I don't blame him. But, hey, even I was talking to Coach LaPlante down here right before National Anthem, and he even said this weather's not good. And this is a guy from Minnesota. Yeah. He said, I'll take 30 degrees, but this wind is crazy. So it's going to be a definitely takes the the ball out there for the Hippos going towards the north half the game. So it'll be interesting. But, good thing is we got 22 back tonight, Makai Kimball,
right.
And he's refreshed, ready to go. And, I think we're going to have to roll on he and Kendall Williams tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, when we're going north to south, I imagine we're going to throw it quite a bit.
About 65 yards.
Grayson was putting some zip on the ball when he was throwing with the wind at his back before the game. But you even mentioned that he's not a big fan of cold and wind.
Yeah, not a big fan of the cold, but he won't wear sleeves.
I was about to say, he
don't
could help
understand
that if he would put some sleeves on.
I know, he said he can't throw in sleeves. I said, I'd find a way to throw in sleeves.
You also can't throw in your arms numb.
I was talking to Jay Lambert, his sophomore companion wide receiver. And, Jay moved here 2 years ago from Connecticut, and he's not even liking this. And I was like, man, you ought to be used to this. He goes, I've been here 2 years.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you get used to the warm pretty quick. Well, the Hippos are going to receive. Dejon Harrison back deep, along with Makai Kimball. We mentioned Makai's been out for a few weeks with that broken hand, and he's got a cast on his arm, kind of on his hand that runs about halfway up his arm. But, watching him before the game, he was holding on to the ball really well. So I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue. Just probably going to have to keep it on one side and not shift it.
Yeah, you wonder if he's going to maybe run a lot more towards his right so that he can keep it in that right arm. It'll be interesting to see if he ever does run left, what he carries it with.
Here we go. Line drive, squib kick, fielded. Oh, gets past Mackay. Going to pick it up at about the 5-yard line, running to his left. Gets a little bit of room, crosses 15 to the 20. At the 25, he's got a little bit of room to beat a kicker at the 45 midfield, 45-40, 35-30. Gets a shield block and takes it to the house. Welcome back,
Boy,
Mackay
just
Kimball.
like I said, running left and holding in his right hand. I just didn't know it was going to be that quick.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Yeah. First play back in about 5 weeks, and he takes it. And it was a kick that was squibbed bounced at about the 20 and went past about 2 or 3 Hippos, including Mackay. Had to scramble back to about the 4-yard line, pick it up, and then ran to his left, got a couple of blocks, and got the speed outside. And Hippos, 20 seconds in, have a lead and an extra point attempt coming.
Welcome back, Mackay Kimball. And he just told me before he went out on the field, he goes, I feel fresh.
Well, I guess he
looks
is.
good.
Well, now he needs to go rest.
Boy.
Evan Gutierrez on to attempt the extra point, and now these extra points could be very adventurous if you're going into the kicking into the north wind.
Especially with goalposts that are leaning at 30 degrees.
I think maybe the referee, is that what they're talking about down there, Bryce?
What's that?
Are they discussing the goalposts?
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
They're kind of pointing into the end zone.
Didn't have a ball ready.
Oh.
You need one of those.
Well, we can just pretend. Kick with a invisible ball. All right, here we go. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. Good job by Gutierrez. So 20 seconds in, Mackay Kimball returns opening kickoff for the Hippo touchdown. They lead at 7-0. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo Debit Card. When you use your Hippo Debit Card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. We had barely settled in, and Mackay Kimball electrifies everybody with a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to start the Hippos scoring. 11:40 to go in the first quarter.
Got to tell you, the ball boys are taking the lead on coaches chewing out so far. They just got a earful.
Well,
of course, it's coaches' sons.
When it's coaches' sons, they can get away with it a little bit more. All right. These kickoffs are going to be interesting, too. These pooch kicks into the
I'm guessing the pooch is not going to make it to the 20-yard line.
Eduardo Fernandez set to kick. Yeah, this could be one of those where it blows back 20 yards. Straight up, and boy, it bounces on the ground and picked up by Pflugerville at the 36. I think there was no Hippo that was looking at the ball. If they had been, they would have made a play on it. That ball went straight up. Wind held it up, and it bounced at the 35-yard line, and Pflugerville Panther
straight up
on
and almost started coming backwards, and I think maybe our guys were treating it like a punt and didn't want to touch it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they were just sitting there looking at it.
Yeah.
Didn't realize they can catch that ball.
I thought Hayden was going to go get it.
Control him down there.
Yeah, he gets a little excited.
So Pflugerville will come out 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. Quarterback is number 8, Jalen Reeves. He's got one man in the backfield, 2 receivers left, single receiver right side. Fakes a handoff right, rolls left, throws left. It's intended for number 10, Ronald Mosley, in out of his hands. Incomplete, 2nd down. 11:32 to go in the first quarter. Hutto leads it 7-0 on the strength of the Mackay Kimball 96-yard touchdown. Kickoff return.
Tell you, the quarterback took a pretty good pop by Kendall Williams, and probably going to see Kendall switch back over to the defensive side more. That Mackay's back now, so that'll definitely help out on defense.
Absolutely. Elijah Oakman, number 22, in the backfield with the quarterback, Jalen Reeves. Sets up on his right side. Handoff goes to Oakman, running left. Crosses the 37-yard line up near the 40. Going to be marked short just of the 40-yard line and call it a 4-yard gain. Got a Hippo down. Going to spot it on the 40-yard line.
Like,
and
Amir Ward.
yeah, Amir just
slow.
Maybe a little stinger.
hobbling off the field. Looks like he's going to be okay. So 3rd down and 6 for the Panthers. 11:22 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah,
Hippo defense, first series.
Elijah Oakman seems to be kind of their workhorse so far in 8 games. He's got 143 carries and 834 yards so far. And for a team that runs the ball a lot, he's definitely the guy that gets the load of them.
And he's a load. I don't know
he's
if
a big
you
boy down there.
see it from up there down on the
doesn't look
field.
small.
Yeah, he's not a little.
24, Cristobal Guzman's not either. Sets up in the backfield along with Oakman. Reeves rolling to his right, looking to throw. It is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 10, Ronald Mosley. Had him open, but Mosley just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah,
Be
and
4th down.
You know, one interesting thing about when you're playing with this wind, not only is it tough to go into the wind, but when you're throwing with that wind, a lot of times those balls
They'll
come a
sail
lot
on you.
well, and they come in a lot quicker than the receivers are used to, and it kind of throws off the catching timing.
Yeah, it gets on them in a hurry
Yeah.
and get a little. I noticed before the game, even throwing with the wind, you get a little air under it. They go.
Chance Lucas back to punt for Pflugerville. Line drive, bounces at the 25-yard line. Oh, bobbled by the Hippos and a scramble for the ball, and Pflugerville might have come up with that.
They're not too
Let's
excited.
see. No, the Hippos fell back on it. Boy,
Oh, that's lucky.
not a good job by Xavier Phoenix. Just let it get past his hands.
Well, let it get past his hands, and then he tried to go and pick it up and run instead of just falling down on it and taking his losses. We're lucky to come up with that ball.
Yeah, Hippos very lucky to get it, and they will start off 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. Be their first time from scrimmage as Makai Kimball took the opening kick back for a touchdown. 10:46 to go in the first quarter. Hutto leading 7-0. Grayson Doggett has an empty backfield, 2 receivers right and 3 receivers left side. Steps up, changing the call. Throwing against that wind on the very first play, complete out in the right flat. That was Jay Lambert hauling in. Only picked up about 2 or 3 yards, but interesting call to instantly throw into the wind.
We've seen 4 plays on offense, and 3 of them have been passes.
Yeah, kind of interesting to go with a no back look.
Yeah.
You know, down on your own end of the field into it.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're not going to see a lot of passes further than about 10 or 15 yards to go in this direction.
Going with that same look, except this time they put Lambert in motion, going from right to left. He's got a little bit of room, 25-30. And knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Well, that's one of the things you can do. You're set up in that empty backfield, throw a pass the first time, then you do the same thing but come back with a little jet sweep, and Jay Lambert moves it out to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Hippos.
Yeah, and early on you can just see there's quite a speed discrepancy between these two teams, and I think we're going to try to exploit that big time going outside.
This time 2 backs set up with Doggett in the backfield. Handoff goes to Makai Kimball, and he's tackled for only about a 1-yard gain up to the 36-yard line. Good job by the Pflugerville defensive line. It is homecoming here tonight for the Hippos, and probably not as large of a homecoming crowd as normally you would have because of how cold and windy it is.
Means they're all at home listening to us.
That's right. 2nd down and 9. 2 men in the backfield. Handoff goes to Makai, running to the right side. He's got room. 35-40. Trying to cut back inside. 45. Still moving forward. Still going. And finally run out of bounds in Pflugerville territory inside their 45-yard line at the 43.
Boy, what a weapon to have back to Makai.
Well,
just
yeah.
the burst of speed, the upfield power, the move. I mean, just the whole package that he's got. I mean, and then to be able to spell him some breaks with Kendall Williams. What a dual threat.
Setting up, trying to go fast. Handoff goes to Kimball again. Good job again by the Pflugerville defensive line to stop him for a 1-yard gain to the 42.
Yeah, definitely think the speed route outside is going to be the successful way for the Hippos tonight.
It sure seems that way.
No doubt. There's a lot of other teams looking at the Hippos, still have to play the Hippos, that aren't excited that Mackay's back in the backfield. Set up 2 receivers to the right side, 2 left. Kimball in the backfield with Doggett. Sets up in his right. 2nd down and 9. Snap back, drop by Doggett. Throwing right. It's got a man at the 40. Trying to cut back inside, now back outside was Jay Lambert, run out of bounds near the 1st down marker.
A lot of action to Jay early on. You wonder if maybe they're shading more towards Dejan with what he's done in the past couple of weeks, and we figured that if they're going to leave someone open, let's get it to Jay.
Yep, and Lambert gets just enough for the Hippo 1st down, run out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Of course, Jay Lambert's 181 yards receiving on the year. This time, handoff goes to Mackay Kimball, and again, trying to go inside, and the Pflugerville defensive line is doing a good job on that interior.
And that seems to be our weakness this year, is going inside. And, obviously we have to keep going back to it to keep them from spreading out too far and opening up our wide runs. But that's where we really butter our bread, is on those wide runs.
Lost a yard, 2nd down and 11. Doggett straight drop, throwing over the middle and intended for Jay Lambert. Falls incomplete, covered by number 4, Tony Katurek. Good coverage by Katurek. So now the Hippos face a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 11. 3rd and longs have been pretty friendly to the Hippos so far this year.
But not going into a 25-mile-an-hour wind. I think Grayson threw that ball from about the 40 and landed on the 20. I don't know if we're going to see him throw much farther that direction.
3rd down, 11 yards needed. Probably in 2-down territory right here. Lambert goes in motion from right to left. Doggett with a straight drop, setting up a screen to Mackay Kimball, and really well played by number 4, Tony Katurek, by the Panthers before Kimball could turn it upfield.
Yeah, well read there, and a couple missed blocks actually by a line. We had some linemen out there, and really there was only one Panther there to stop him, and he just ran outside of both our blockers and was able to make the play.
Yeah, you get one of those guys blocked, and he's off to –
So 4th and 10, Hippos are going to go for this because, they're kind of in that no man's land. You can't kick a field goal into this win, and a punt's not going to net you a whole lot.
Might see a quick kick right here.
Has he been practicing that? Snap back to Doggett. Look at Doggett. Oh, and it was blocked.
I think it was blocked by the back of Mackay's head.
Quick kick was blocked and fallen on by the Panthers. Actually, Grayson fell on it, and then a Panther fell on him, but Pflugerville is going to take over at their own 37-yard line. It ends up being a net loss on the punt.
Not a real pretty there.
Bryce, could you tell? Did that hit Mackay's head, or did they block that?
I couldn't see from where I was, but they had a pretty good rush in.
Yeah. Well, Grayson was only about 5 yards back too.
That doesn't help Grayson's punting average, does it?
No.
All right, so Pflugerville set up 1st and 10 at their own 36. That's about where they started their first possession. 6:37 to go in the first quarter. Hutto leads it 7-0. Handoff to Oakman, starts right, cuts back left, and he's swallowed up by a couple of Hippos as he gets to the 38-yard line. Pick up of 2 on the play.
Same old story. Not a lot of room to run that football up front.
Yeah. They already have more yards rushing than Cedar Park did the whole game last week.
So far. Still time.
A lot of sack yards there last week.
Yep.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, probably won't see as many sack opportunities this week as we had last week. 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers at the 38-yard line. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hutto leading 7-0 on the strength of the Mackay Kimball kickoff return for a touchdown to start the game. Reeves rolling to his right. It's being chased and lets it fly, and it falls incomplete, intended for number 24, Cristobal Guzman.
Yeah, number 8 was getting rid of it in a hurry.
Yeah, he was being chased from behind.
Yeah, by number 21. That'll make you get rid of it.
I think even I would run fast if Landon Watson was chasing me.
I think we just need to put that on a loop. We just press play. Oh, Landon Watson's chasing him.
So 3rd down, 8 yards needed for the Panthers. Yeah, and they have this first quarter with the wind at their back and have been very non-productive up to this point. Snap back to Reeves, rolling to his right. Hippos chasing and running him out of bounds at the 41-yard line, 42. Going to be well short of the first down. Going to set up a punt situation for the Panthers again. Good job, good pursuit by the Hippo defense.
Good job stringing it out there. And again, that's Jason Vogelpohl. He always seems to be the guy that's just pushing it wider and wider and getting him out of bounds. He does a good job coming from that middle linebacker spot. Hey, it's interesting. You said you mentioned they're going with the wind right now, and obviously Pflugerville doesn't pass the ball a lot, and the deep ball seems to be our weakness. It kind of feels like a perfect storm for them to exploit that in this first quarter.
True. Punt underway, end over end, bounces. Oh, again, Hippo's kind of flirting with danger there. Picked up at the 30-yard line and able to take it forward for a couple of yards was Dejan. Well, Hippos are doing a good job of getting over there and trying to keep the ball from getting past them and being killed, down deep in their own territory. But in doing that, they're flirting with danger.
Yeah, that was pushing it a little bit there.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe that's been a talking point this week. We've seen that in the past couple of games where we're not getting over and we end up losing 10 to 20 yards on that punt just by not fielding it, and it seems like we're kind of pressing a little bit to go over there and catch it, especially with this wind.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line for the Hippos. One man in the backfield with Doggett. It's Makai Kimball. Bounces left, takes it up the middle. He's at midfield at the 45, kicks it back outside. He could take this one, and he's brought down from behind inside the 25 at the 22-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, you blink.
He's trying to make up for lost weeks.
Oh, and then we're going quick now, too.
Hippo's trying to run that quick offensive set where after a big play, they sprint down, don't want to give the defense time to sub in. They spread 3 receivers to the left, single receiver right. One man in the backfield. That's Kendall Williams with Doggett as Makai Kimball came off to get a rest. Snap back, straight drop. Looking, throwing left, setting up a screen pass to Kendall Williams at the 20, 15, kicks it back outside to the 10, to the 5, and brought down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. So good job, good call on the screen pass.
Good call and good blocking down there by Trey Pinelli, as per usual.
And setting up quick, ready to go again. They stack 2 receivers right, 2 left, 4:45 to go in the first quarter, leading 7-0 and knocking on the door. Handoff goes to Kendall Williams, trying to take it up the middle, pushing forward. It's to about the 1-yard line, stretches it out. Going to be 2nd down and goal at the 1.
I wonder if we might see some more conservative play call on the goal line this week.
Hippos line up quickly. Handoff goes to Williams, trying to power through. Ball's on the ground in the end zone, but I think he might have gotten in. Yes, touchdown before it fell out of his hand. So handoff went to Kendall Williams. All I saw was the ball laying in the end zone, but he had crossed the plane for the Hippo touchdown with 4:16 to go in the first quarter to stretch their lead to 13-0. Point after attempt coming by Evan Gutierrez.
Yeah, and again, they looked like we're going a little more conservative there on the goal line this week. Obviously, last week tried to get a little cute, and it cost us at least 3 points, maybe 7 points.
Well, yeah, probably 7. Had a 1st and goal at the 2 and kind of rolled Grayson to the right. He got blindsided and fumbled, and that was a key play in that football game.
And some more issues with our extra points.
Yeah, late getting a man on. They're going to end up taking a delay of game penalty here. Delay a game, going to move them back 5 yards, which 5 yards for an extra 5 yard back for an extra point is not normally a big deal, but when you're kicking into a hurricane, it makes a difference.
His last extra point, I think, landed about 6 yards past the goal line, so this should be a close one.
They go through and then they take a dead right.
Yeah,
they land over in the bandstand.
Near the band. So tee this one from the 15, be a 25-yard extra point attempt by Evan Gutierrez. Snap back, hold down, kick up, and I think he might have pushed that one to the right. Yep, sure enough.
5 yards.
5 yards made a difference, and that win certainly made a difference. That's his first missed extra point of the year.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's he loses 5 yards into this win, and that would have been good from a normal spot.
But the touchdown puts the Hippos up 13-0, 4:16 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium, and the Hippos were ready to kick off, and the referee came sprinting from the end zone with the ball. Tell you, that was a wind-aided. That was a wind-aided sprint by that official.
I don't know. He's sprinting off the sidelines. He's coming off pretty quick too. There might be some college scouts in the stands tonight looking at that.
Fernandez with that high pooch kick again. That's trouble into that wind, and fair caught. Good job by the Panthers. Elijah Oakman corrals it at the 34-yard line, and that's where Pflugerville will start. First and 10. 4:16 to go in the first quarter. Hippos leading 13-0.
Yeah, and you just really feel like Pfluger. I mean, I know that they don't do a lot of passing, but they just got to take advantage of this direction they're going right now, because you just know, when this field flips that we're going to be stacking 7, 8 in the ball. I mean, if they're going to do any sort of passing, it's going to be first quarter, third quarter.
Well, you figure. Snap back to Reeves, rolling to his left. Looked like he was trying to set up an option, but he had nowhere to pitch it and nowhere to run, and he's buried at the 33-yard line. Might have been a loss of a yard. Second down and 11.
That's a lonely situation as a quarterback.
Yeah, nobody to pitch it to.
And nobody to block for you.
Sometimes you're just better off just falling down.
Hey, we've got a good one going on north of us tonight. Manor at Georgetown, tied 7-7 right now.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that one, Manor's still kind of the unknown in this race.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Georgetown, us, and Cedar Park left, that's tough.
Reeves rolls to his right and finds a man, number 3, Devon Manor.
Speaking of Manor. Yeah, good throw there, too. He kind of found that open hole in our zone, as receivers tend to do, kind of in that 7 to 8 yard range where they just kind of settle down, and that seems to be the sweet spot to exploit our zone defense. And
picked up 8 yards, going to be third down, 3 needed. Ball at the 41-yard line. Needs the 44 in their own end of the field. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hutto leading 13-0. I don't think Pflugerville doesn't have a first down yet, do they?
Nope.
2 receivers left. Single receiver right. Oakman running to the right, trying to get wide. He does. 45 midfield into Hippo territory. So there's the first
You're
first
2
down.
for 2 on jinxes tonight,
No
just
kidding.
to be clear.
Yeah, I jinxed Devin Gutierrez because I wrote down before the game that he was 25 of 25 on PATs.
Now he's 25 of 26.
26 of 27.
That's how that math works, yep.
First and 10, ball at the 43-yard line and Hippo into the field. Pflugerville trying to do something with probably what's their last possession of the quarter with the wind at their back. Spread 2 receivers right, single receiver left, set up a man in the slot. Reeves fakes the handoff, keeps it, and not biting on it was Braylon Sugg, and he slings him down for a loss back near midfield.
Well, the play right before that where they got the first down, coaches were kind of yelling. They thought Braylon was held out on that end. That's why we lost contain. So he made up for it there.
He didn't get held that time.
I think I'd probably have to side with us. We don't lose contain very often. It seems like when we do, there's some sort of foul play going on.
He had 2 of them just tackle him on the play before.
Oh, that's one way to stop us.
If you can get away with it. Loss of 4, third down or second down and 14. Ball back at the 47-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Again, 2 receivers right, single receiver left. And whistles blow before the play gets underway. And not seeing a flag.
Might have a
timeout.
Maybe did the ball blow or something?
They're going to mark it back 5 yards.
False start.
Still never saw a flag on the field. Maybe that's one of those the ref said, I'm not going to throw the flag because then I'm going to have to run 15 yards and pick it up. I'm just going to blow my whistle.
Oh, you know what? I think the back judge did throw
dropped
it.
his.
Yeah, he just dropped it though.
You want to throw a flag in this wind. Be like a kite.
Might not get it back.
Yeah. Second down and 19 after the 5-yard mark off.
Might end up in the concession stand.
Hand off to Oakman, left side of the line, and just nowhere to run. You run into that Hippo defensive line. If you get positive yards running into that Hippo defensive line, you're pretty special, and your offensive line's pretty special.
Yeah, and he was actually lucky to get the ball there. It was bobbled on the snap and bobbled on the exchange. They're lucky to retain possession on that one.
No gain, actually. Ball still marked at the 40, between 47 and 48. Third down, 19 yards needed. But one thing you want to do if you're Pflugerville, if you're going to have to punt, you want to be able to punt it with this wind at your back. 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Reeves fakes the handoff, drops straight back. He is throwing deep, and it's caught. Finally got a man deep.
Yep.
Well, and I'm like you, Ryan.
Sure
I'm not sure why they haven't been doing that.
Yeah.
Completed that to number 10, Ronald Mosley, all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and that was a pretty pass and a pretty catch too. It looks.
Well, I thought he was going to overthrow him, and then Mosley did a great job of running underneath it, hauls it in, and the Hippos now have their backs to the wall. 1st and 10 at the 15. Hand off to Oakman, running to the left side, being chased and being buried by Amir Ward and Tyler Kelly.
Yeah, we didn't
Jason
lose contain that time. I guess we weren't held. Yeah, I wonder if Pflugerville's going to be kicking themselves a little bit for not capitalizing more on their direction going this quarter and throwing it deep more.
It's kind of like the end of the first half of last week. We've just kind of become susceptible to that deep pass when you kind of think they're going to throw a deep pass.
And they don't seem to be in a hurry to get a playoff before they switch in.
No, you would think they'd want to get one more with that wind at their back, but it looks like they're going to let it run out. 3, 2, 1, and we have reached the end of the first quarter. Good quarter for the Hippos. They lead at 13-0. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. Homecoming for the Hippos on a cold, windy October night. Hippos lead at 13-0. They took the opening kickoff. Makai Kimball took it 96 yards for a touchdown, kind of set the tone for that first quarter. Hippos scored on their second possession. Pflugerville, though, is driving as we start the second quarter. They're down to the Hippo 16-yard line, have it second down and 11, but now they get to go into that wind.
And it's good to see that. It sounds funny, but we responded well to scoring on the first play. A lot of the coaches, when we were playing Div IA, we scored on the very first play, and they talked about how sometimes when you're playing a team that you think that you're probably going to beat pretty handily, you don't necessarily want to score on that first play because it just gets your confidence too high almost.
Second down and 11. Ready to get underway. Oakman in the backfield with Reeves. 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Oakman goes in motion to the right, tries to cut back to his left after taking the handoff and nowhere to run. He kind of did a little stutter step, and he might have been best off just going ahead and just falling down right there, as he had no place to turn it back into.
Yeah, he kind of got outside a mirror real quick, but, boy, everybody else closed down in a hurry.
Yeah, you beat one guy, and there's another guy just sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah, it's almost like you turn the corner and there's a scary monster, turn around and run the other way.
I just think I don't care what you normally do. You got to just throw the ball against us. You're not going to beat us running the football.
So third down and 11, ball at the 16-yard line. Snap back to Reeves, rolling to his left, being chased. Gets away from that. Now scrambles back to his right and hit hard at about the 15-yard line. Good job by the Hippos to keep containment on him and not let him get away from that. But Tell you, I think that was Amir Ward and Braylon Sugg that put the licks on Reeves.
Yeah, they stood him up pretty good. It looked like he was going to get away, and again, that closing speed, and he tried to turn it up, and he found number 6 to properly plant him right back on his back.
Hippos have a man down on the sideline closest to us, and we will not speculate on that right now. It's going to be a 4th down 10 situation, ball at the 15-yard line for the Panthers, and figure you got to think they're probably going for this because 15-yard line would be normally about a 32-yard field goal, but into this win, it's probably that'd be equivalent of about a 50-yard field goal.
I mean, you're almost better off just running it and getting 7 yards short of the line of scrimmage, and then you're down at the 10-yard line as opposed to trying to punt it or kick it or throw it.
So Lordsville Ua makes his way off the field under his own power. That's a good sign. There was Dave Campbell's Texas Football Twitter yesterday. They tweeted, "Hey, send us your best player name in Texas high school football." And they said, not mascot name, but player name. So of course I had to tweet Lordsville. All right,
it's hard to beat.
Yeah,
can't argue with that.
So Panthers going to go for it here, 4th and 10 at the Hippo 15-yard line, looking to throw a pass, and a little miscommunication, falls incomplete, intended for number 3. Davon Maynor. Quarterback Reeves was throwing it into the back corner of the end zone. Maynor had stopped short at about the 5-yard line, so that falls incomplete, and the Hippos will take over on downs at their own 15-yard line. Just underway here in the second quarter, Hippos leading 13-0.
Good response there by the Hippo defense, too. Give up a couple first downs and let them drive a little bit and way to bend but not break. Yeah, it was a little bit of a miscommunication there, but I'm not sure that a proper communication would have really mattered in that point.
Valid. See if the Hippos go for something deep right off the bat here with this strong wind at their back. Empty backfield for Grayson, 2 receivers left side, single receiver right. Wouldn't be surprised to see you throw something deep down the sideline. Straight drop, looking. Sorry, to set up a screen actually. 25 and wrestled down at about the 25-yard line was Dejon Harrison. Picks up just enough for the first down.
I think maybe they're trying to capitalize on Pflugerville thinking they were throwing deep. We sent all 3 receivers deep, and Dejon just come right across the middle to just clear out all those defenders and get him some running room.
So 1st and 10 for the Hippos at the 25-yard line. Again, empty backfield. Grayson this time throwing deep and overthrows his man intended for, was that Dejon?
Like no, number Gonzalez.
9. Oh, Josh Gonzalez running down the right side. Yeah, Grayson got some air into that one.
Yeah, and when you do, it just floats. I mean, that's going to be a hard pass.
But you get this kind of wind and the kind of speed receivers and athletes the Hippos have, I think you got to take some shots. 2nd down and 10. Snap back, handoff to Kai Kimball running to the left side. Again, swallowed up by that Pflugerville defensive line. Super job.
Again, just running right in the middle and just not finding any success there.
So 3rd down and 10. 9:50 to go here in the second quarter. Hutto leading 13-0. Single man in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Grayson with a straight drop, looking over the middle. Oh, intended for number 8, Jared Bealey, and just beyond his reach. And I tell you, he's probably lucky that wasn't picked off by the safety playing deep behind as it went past Bealey, and safety number 13, Keon Cage, was nearby.
Yeah, you see that so often with a guy running a crossing route across the middle and comes a little high and tips off his fingers right into the safety's hands behind him. I'm like you, lucky that Pflugerville didn't pick that one off.
Well,
Pflugerville's also lucky he didn't catch it because he might have taken it for 6.
So much for the wind at your back, at least the first time. Brody Bueno on to punt. Bounces at the 40 and then turns sideways and killed by the Hippos at about the 37-yard line, and Pflugerville into the field, and that's where the Panthers will take over 1st and 10.
Ball started rolling back towards the in the Panthers' favor. I'm not so sure we shouldn't just leave that. We watched a ball earlier start from the 30-yard line and finish at the concession stand just with the wind blowing.
I think you'd lay one down, it'd just roll the other end.
Just kind of bowl it all the way down there.
Might kind of try that strategy. So Panthers will bring their offense onto the field. Hippos leading 13-0, 9:24 to go in the first half. Trying a little reverse. Oakman pitches, got a little bit of room to the 40, 45, and wrestled down as number 10, Ronald Mosley. Little trickery by the Panthers. Pick up 9 yards on the play. Well, that's what, you said you can't run against the Hippos. If you are going to run against them, it's probably going to have to be some mixed direction kind of things like that.
Yeah, that seemed to be kind of our only weakness this year on the run is that misdirection. I think we're so aggressive and we got such good backside help. When they switch that direction, a lot of times we're so far sucked in that they're able to pick up some solid yards.
2nd down and 1. Faking the handoff to ball on the ground, picked up by the Hippos. This is going to be a touchdown. Kendall Williams at the 10-5, touchdown. So the quarterback, Reeves, faked the handoff to Oakman and kept it. He was hit, ball popped loose, and Kendall Williams picked it up at about the 40-yard line and took it to the house for a defensive score for the Hippos. So the Hippos have scored defense, special teams, and offense. So
trifecta.
There you go. Evan Gutierrez on to try the extra point with 8:35 to go in the second quarter. Well, you just got a perfect bounce, too. Just kicked right up to him.
Especially when it kicks up to one of your running backs. That helps.
Yeah, no kidding. And again, the Hippos are late getting a man on for the extra point. It's
that freshman getting out there.
Yeah, he better. Somebody might get on to him. Snap back, hold down, kick is up.
There you go.
And it's good. 8:35 to go in the first half. It's now Hutto 20, Pflugerville nothing. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
Well, 8:35 to go in the first half. Hippos have scored pretty much every way you can score. They've scored on a kickoff return. They've scored on a offensive run, and they've scored on a fumble return for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean,
lead it 20-0.
All 3 phases. I guess we're just missing.
There's other methods, I guess.
A passing touchdown,
interception
return, and a punt return.
High kick, fielded at the 15-yard line to the 20, out past the 30 to the 32. I'm kind of expecting a little bit deeper kick with that wind at the back.
Yeah, I was expecting Pflugerville to do the same thing in the first quarter, and they decided to put it on the ground, which is a little bit weird. Obviously, that didn't work out well for them.
Yeah. So Pflugerville will start 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Hippos leading 20-0 with 8:30 to go in the first half. Good job by the Hippo defense so far tonight.
They said they had Brody throw the turnover chicken in the stands, and he didn't know where to throw it. And I think they said he hit a grandma up there in the stands.
Oh, no.
You got to teach those freshmen better than that.
Well, he fired a fastball, and he almost threw it out the back of the stadium.
If he's going to hit a grandma, it needs to be his own grandma. Hand off to Oakman going left, and he is just buried. Great job by the Hippo defense. Braylon Sugg along with number 13, Tyler Kelly.
His older brother and his cousin were giving him a real hard time down here.
Tell him to throw it up to his mom in the stands. I still think that turnover chicken's one of the funniest things. So 2nd down and 14 for the Panthers. Just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Hutto leading 20-0. Spread 2 receivers right, single receiver left. 2 men in the backfield. Hand off to Oakman, running to his left. Now turns it back up the middle. It's got a little bit of room up near the 40-yard line. Good job by Oakman. Just kind of rumbled to his left and then took a little wide turn to his right. And
Hey, let's go, D.
across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Set up a 3rd down and short. Need about 1.5 yards for the Panthers.
Oh, and when he gets a full head of steam, he's a load.
He's a runaway truck.
Yeah, he's got some thighs. You don't want to take one at, a knee or a thigh in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be out for the rest of the night.
We're doing concussion protocol quickly if you try to tackle him low and take that knee to the head. Well, Panthers going to have to call timeout. They couldn't get a play call in, and the play clock was about to run out, so they call a timeout with 7:05 to go in the second quarter. Hutto leading 20-0, have controlled this game from the very beginning. Be sure and stay with us at halftime. Have a special guest, and very excited to visit with our guest, Rhett Grammett-Bauer. Rhett traveled in a 67 VW bus to every NFL stadium to film a documentary that ended up being shown on NFL Network, ESPN, and he's also been featured in a number of publications like Wall Street Journal, Sports Illustrated, Huffington Post. But beyond that, he also has started a foundation called the Play Catch Foundation, which focuses on the benefits and positivity of just playing catch. Dads playing catch with their boys, and anyway, we will talk to Rhett. He's got something planned for Hutto next spring, and it's going to be interesting to talk to him, not only about his play catch thing, but I want some more details of that traveling through all those stadiums.
Boy, I want to see if he's got a foundation for shoulder surgery for playing catch with kids, because I need one.
3rd down and 1. Handoff goes to Oakman, trying to get that first down. He's going to be stopped short. Well, kind of a deep handoff, and the Hippos got some penetration, and Oakman couldn't get away from it. Gets back to about the line of scrimmage at the 41. Going to be a yard short, and it's going to be a 4th and 1 situation. Figure the Panthers might go for this.
Yeah, try kind of a counter play there, and when you do that, you leave a big old hole, and Tyler Kelly was able to sneak through that hole and just clog it up, and Oakman had nowhere to go.
So big 4th down opportunity for the Hippo defense with 6:30 to go in the
Don't
first
jump off
half,
sides here.
leading 20-0. Panthers need a yard. Reeves with 2 men in the backfield, trying to swing a pass off to the right side, and the Hippos sniff it out and bury him for a loss back at the 36, 37-yard line, and that's where they will take the ball over. Interesting call on 4th and 1. I think they tried to catch the Hippos by surprise, thinking that they were going to run it straight up the gut, but Hippos, great job defending that out in that right flat and actually tackling for a loss.
Yeah, gutsy play there, and I'm with you. I think they were just thinking they were gonna catch us off guard, and but they probably figured we got a better shot going wide than trying to gain a yard going forward up that middle. So
great field position for the Hippos. They'll take over at the Pflugerville 37-yard line, leading 20-0 with 6:19 to go in the first half. Grayson fakes the handoff to Mekhi Kimball, looks over the middle. Great catch by Dejon Harrison. Grayson threw it a little behind him. Had 3 defenders in the area, and Dejon kind of reached back, hauled it in.
Flag down. I wonder if maybe we've
flag.
got
They're
a
gonna have an
lineman
ineligible man
downfield.
downfield against a Hippo, so that one's going to come back. Doesn't nullify the great job that Dejon did to catch that ball.
Yeah, and Grayson had there was a kind of a defender in front as well.
Right.
Kind of why he had to throw it behind, and just good communication between those two.
We'll bring that one back. It'll be a mark-off against the Hippos, and instead of a first down at about the 25, it's going to be still a first down, but it's going to be a first down and 15. Moved it back to the 42-yard line.
And play action there. You wonder if maybe there was some miscommunication. One of the linemen thought maybe we were actually running the ball or something. You don't often see linemen downfield on plays that are called pass plays.
Handoff goes to Mekhi Kimball to the left. Breaks a couple of tackles across the 35, down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Good hard run by Mekhi. We talk a lot about Mekhi's speed, and we reference his strength, but, man, he can run over guys as well as run away from them. Handoff to Mackay again. He's got a little bit of room left side at the 30-yard line. Thought he was going to kick that one outside and get a little bit more.
Well, he runs away from him, and he also does a really good job of always falling forward, too. You know, he every time you think he's down, he ends up falling forward for another 2 or 3 yards, and that can come in handy.
So 3rd down and 3, ball at the 30-yard line in Pflugerville into the field. Kimball in the backfield with Doggett, and then put a man in motion. Now he sets up as a blocking back on the right side. Handoff goes to Kimball, trying to get wide, right side, get outside, gets the 30, cuts it back inside to the 25, down across the 20-yard line. Brought down at the 19. See, they're going to mark it right at the 20. Guy's running like a guy that's had about 5 weeks rest, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He looks pretty rested and ready to roll.
Thing is, his legs were not hurt. It was just his hand. So the legs are good. 1st and 10 for the Hippos at the 20. 2 receivers left side, 2 receivers right. Doggett steps forward, looking back over to the sidelines to get a play call. Kendall Williams sets up in the backfield on his right side. Wouldn't be surprised at a deep pass here. Grayson looking. Now he's flushed. Rolling to his left. He's got running room at the 15 to the 10.
Oh, we're going to have a flag
and
now.
Go down, Grayson. He's still fighting. Brought down at the 5-yard line, but Ryan's got a flag over at the 8-yard line. I think the Hippos are going to get called for a hold. Great job by Grayson, though, to spin out and turn it upfield.
Yeah, he needs to learn to go down, huh, Bryce?
Yeah. Yeah, Bryce said Grayson needs to learn to go down.
Yeah, he looked like a runner, but he needs to go down.
Yeah.
Hayden threatens to do sliding drills with him. You'd think a baseball player would know that.
Yeah. It's amazing how many times some of those great athletes still just have a hard time sliding. I'm not sure what the call was.
Yeah, it looks like we're
might have been a
forward.
defensive holding call against the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Was holding.
Defensive holding. So that one will move all the way. Grayson was tackled at the 5. Penalty will move it down to about the 2 or 3 yard line. And Pflugerville calls a timeout. I think they're calling timeout. Their coach was wanting to, I think he's wanting to visit with the official. I think they're wondering why the penalty was still marked off even after the run. Seems like that should have been a Hippo decline the penalty and then you take the play. Well, they're going to come over and talk to the Hippos. I think they're going to get that straightened out. And if that's the case, Pflugerville should not be charged with the timeout.
Well, and I don't think they were charged.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
They didn't move the ball back to where Grayson was tackled, I don't believe.
The refs were telling the coaches to stay back and not meet with the players. So, I'm curious.
Well, here we go. 1st and goal for the Hippos. Ball at the 2-yard line. Put a man in motion going from left to right. That's Trey Pinelli. Goes into the end zone. Corrals it. Touchdown, Hippos. Great little job by Trey. He went in motion from left to right. Then he turned and reversed course, and when he did, Grayson rolled to his left. Trey kind of flared out into that front corner of the end zone, and Grayson hit him for the Hippo touchdown with 4:10 to go in the first half to stretch the lead to 26-0.
Good throw there by Grayson. Good safe throw. You don't want to miss high when you're in the end zone. Grayson put it low, and Trey did a good job of going down and catching that and corralling it for the touchdown.
Good play call. I like that call. Evan Gutierrez on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, low snap. Hold down. Oh, it's off the upright. And so
come on, Todd. That's 2 now.
That's on me. You know what? That one was on the snap. That was that snap was low, and I think Brody couldn't get it down in time. That's one of those that really shouldn't go against the kicker. You know, you should have like an asterisk for the missed extra point. Nonetheless, Hippos take the lead 26-0 with 4:10 to go in the first half. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football, hipposports.com, the SHN Sports Network.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
Hippos strike again. 4:10 to go in the first half. They lead it 26-0 on this cold, windy homecoming night in Hutto. Supposed to be a pretty weekend after this cold blows on through. Eduardo Fernandez. There's a high pooch kick. Boy, that got high, and that didn't get as much depth as you would have expected with that wind blowing like it was. And Pflugerville, they're going to have their best starting position of the night at the 39, 38-yard line.
I'm thinking maybe this wind has started going a little more right to left, left to right than north and south.
Yeah, Bryce, does it seem like the wind switched at all? No, he took his ears out. He saw somebody in the stands he needed to talk to.
Well, looking at the flags, it doesn't look like the wind switched much. It's still kind of blowing south, I guess southeast.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers at their own 38-yard line. Put two receivers to the right side. Handoff goes. Ball on the ground again. See if the Panthers are able to fall on it. Hippos think they have it. And, well, Braylon Sugg came up with it, and they did. So a fumble recovered by the Hippos at the 38-yard line. I don't think there was any question when Braylon Sugg got up there and said our ball and had the ball in his hand. So quick fumble and just like that.
Yeah, and this is just exactly what you don't want if you're Pflugerville. Obviously, they're hoping to maybe go down and try to squeak out a score before halftime. They get the ball back.
Oh, there goes the turnover
chicken. Barely.
Boy,
that wind got a hold of it.
Yeah, the wind really pushed the chicken back to the second row of the student section.
It makes Brody's throw to the back row even more impressive.
Empty backfield for Doggett. 3 receivers left side, 2 right. Straight drop. Get some pressure coming from the left side. Now he scrambles. Hold on to the ball. Grayson fumbles it, and I think Pflugerville just got it right back.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then a flag comes in after the play, but I think Pflugerville fell on it. Grayson kind of was running with it, but was just carrying it loosely in his right hand and got it stripped from behind. Didn't realize a guy was behind him. So Pflugerville gets it right back on the turnover, and we'll see what the penalty flag was all about.
Yeah, and you wonder if maybe that's going to be something they're talking to Grayson about over the next couple weeks is that ball security. That's the second time we've seen that happen in the last 2 weeks. Obviously, last week right on the goal line, guy comes in from behind and strips him as he's pulling back to throw. This time he's rolling out to his left, like you said, just kind of holding that ball a little loose, and they're able to just rake down on it and pop it free.
The thing I like, though, is that Grayson's turning it up and running.
Yeah.
He's seeing some opportunities to run, which we've talked all year, Bryce. We've talked about you two, or with you two, that he's got to do that, right? He's got to show that threat.
Yeah, just needs to hold the ball.
15-yard mark-off was against the Hippo, so Pflugerville's going to set up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line and Hippo into the field. Reeves, the quarterback, fakes the handoff on a little counter. He runs left with it. And, it was Chance Lucas, new quarterback in for the Panthers. 3:40 to go in the first half. Hutto leading 26-0. Well, that's one of those, too, where you hate to see the Hippo squander that opportunity is, we talk about just kind of keeping the pedal to the metal, and they could have gone down there and really put this thing out of reach. Now the defense has to run back on the field and just continue to do their job. 2nd down and 9 for the Panthers. Lucas rolling to his right. He's being chased, and he throws it away. He got his first dose of Landon Watson.
He's like, nah, you can put Reeves back in. I don't want to be part of this. Well, it's good to see. Obviously, drive's not over, but it's good to see that our defense has done a good job of really responding to these turnovers the last few games. Obviously, early on in the season, that was kind of a concern. After a turnover, it seemed like they were almost always giving up a score. And last 4 or 5 games, that has been a non-issue for Hutto.
They're down at 9 for the Panthers. 3:08 to go in the first half. Hutto leading 26-0. Snap back to Lucas, rolls to his left. Now looking back right. Now he's going to be, think, a face mask penalty. Hippos had him. Would have been a sack for a loss, but I think Braylon Sugg maybe got a little hand to the face mask.
I think it was more than a little.
Okay, he got a whole hand to a whole face mask.
Boy.
Spun Lucas around about 3 times and lets them out of that hole.
Yeah, they were trying to run sort of a throwback screen there. Lucas was running out to his left, and he had Oakman kind of run up and slip out towards the right, and Lucas didn't see him open. We had it covered, and he tried to run, and I guess Braylon thought he was going to sneak right past him and grabbed his whole head and slung him down.
That penalty moves the ball inside the 30-yard line to the 28, where the Panthers now have it 1st and 10. Oakman goes in motion left to right, swinging a pass to him out of the backfield. Boy, he barrels forward to the 25, about the 24-yard line, tackled by number 16, Jordan Phoenix, by the Hippos. But, ooh, that's a load to be run over by.
Hey, let's go, D.
I don't know if he was run over.
Well, he lowered his head to tackle him.
His head, but he ended up
on his back. He tackled him, but, yeah. So 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. Now they put a man in motion. Handoff goes to Oakman up the middle. Plunges forward to the 22-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd down and about 4 or 5 needed for the Panthers. 2:08 to go, 2:07 in the first half. Hutto leading 26-0. Timeout called by the Panthers.
No, I think we called that timeout.
Hippos call a timeout. Well,
I think we're thinking we stop them here and give ourselves some time to
get the ball
potentially go back and score. Yeah, the Panthers are doing a little bit different on this drive. You know, they're kind of throwing a lot of misdirections out there and trying to get our guys guessing a little more, just maybe get a half step on them. And, you know, they're gaining some positive yards. Obviously, 15 of those came via the face mask. But
got a couple of shout-outs to give while we're in this timeout to Brandon Cardwell, our director of new construction for Hutto ISD. Brandon's one of those guys that's just a great asset to the Hutto ISD staff. We're blessed to have him as part of Hippo Nation, and as director of new construction in a fast-growth district like Hutto, you stay pretty busy. Also going to give a shout-out to our former assistant superintendent of finance, Ed Ramos, listening in. Of course, he works over in Pflugerville now, so he's tuned in with I'm not sure where his loyalties are, and I'm not going to even ask, but I guess Pflugerville's paying his paycheck now. But he is a long-time Hutto guy, so he's okay with the Hippos doing well.
Still got a little burnt orange in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Still live in Hutto too, don't they?
Yeah. It's a Hutto's 2nd on his list. So after the timeout, 3rd down and 5 needed by the Panthers. Snap back, looking to run a little option, trying to turn it back. There's a ball on the ground, picked up by the Hippos.
Goodness.
Oh, are they going to call him down? Holy moly. Wow. Landon Watson picked that up and probably should be taking it for a touchdown, but they're going to say he was down.
You know what I think they're going to say? I think they're going to say he threw that
say it was a fumble?
No, they're winding the clock.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't understand. I'm not sure.
Well, they're going to say that the quarterback, Chance Lucas, I guess, was stopped.
Wow.
Interesting.
I think maybe they're calling forward progress, or I have no idea. It was like, here, don't tackle me. Here's the ball.
Wow. Interesting.
Huh.
Well, so it's going to be 4th down and 4, minute 44 to go, and Hippos call another timeout.
Well, I thought we were going to see the second time Landon in the end zone for the 2nd time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, this time where he belongs, on the defensive side of the ball. Another shout-out, Lynn Gutierrez listening in. Told us that Lady Hippo Volleyball swept Maynard tonight. That's great, because they're getting ready for playoffs, I think next week maybe, or a couple of weeks. Hippos will be starting playoffs. And my weekly shout-out to my mother, your grandmother, up in Wichita Falls, listening in, one of the Hippos' biggest fans. And my wife, your mom, Katie, who said, I think it might be better to stay home and listen than to brave the wind.
I think she made the right decision.
Yeah, good call. All right, minute 44 to go after the timeout. 4th down for the Panthers. Snap back to Lucas, looking to throw deep right side, and probably going to have an interference call against the Hippos. Yep, sure enough. They just ran a play down that right side. It was intended for number 11, Gabriel Adewusi, and he was covered by number 16, Jordan Phoenix. But just, and the thing is that Jordan was just running step for step with him.
Just never turned around, never played the ball. I don't know that he ever had any intention of completing that. I think they were just looking for the pass interference the whole way.
Well, they get it right near that Pflugerville sideline at about the 5-yard line, I believe is where it occurred.
Yeah.
Bryce, we've kind of lost your microphone a little
well,
bit.
I disconnected for a minute.
Okay. There you go. Hayden must have had some words for the officials.
Yeah, actually, I pulled my earphone out of my little transistor down here, so I had to reconnect.
Gotcha. 1st and goal for the Panthers. Handoff to Oakman, running to the right side, trying to cut it back up. And still fighting close. Going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. Hippos looked like they had him tackled at the 5, but he kept those big legs a-churning and brings it down, takes it all the way to the 1-yard line, and the Panthers are going to have 2nd and goal with 1:20 to go here in the first half. Hutto leading 26-0, but the Panthers knocking on the door.
Well, and look for them to kind of slow things down and maybe try to chew this clock as much as they can before halftime, not give us any time.
So 2nd down and goal at the 1. Oakman in the backfield along with number 24, Cristobal Guzman. Lucas, the quarterback, handoff to Oakman, running left, trying to turn it back up, pushing forward, stretches, and he got it across for the Panther touchdown. Well, Hippos had him at about the 2 or 1 yard line, but he kept those legs moving and then was able to reach the ball across the goal line for the Pflugerville touchdown with 47 seconds to go here before half. And the Panthers are on the board for the first time.
Well, and that's exactly what they needed, too. Obviously, after they fumbled it away, it looked like maybe we were going to go down and get one more score and try to take control of this ball game. And very next play, we cough it up, and they capitalize on that and are able to march it all the way down and score right before the half, not leave us much time either to return the favor.
Well, the Panthers look like they're going to – oh, no, they are going to set it down to kick the extra point. Chance Lucas, that backup quarterback, is also, I guess, their place kicker. And now the Panthers call a timeout.
My goodness. Have you ever seen more confusion on PATs in a game? Both teams.
Maybe the wind has something to do with it.
Maybe the crooked goalpost has something to do with it.
Well, that could be.
Just can't get all the people out there.
I think it maybe, like Ryan said, the kicker sets down and looks up and he sees a goalpost that's –
Whoa, let's get a timeout.
Yeah, it is. That is really bad.
Yeah, well –
and like I said before the game, Todd, they could use a little fresh coat of paint, too.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the thing has been – I think we've noticed it had been a little crooked, but then after that win last night, it's a lot of crooked. And I said
it's kind of intimidating. It kind of looks like it's about to fall right down on you, too.
If you put it down, put your kick down in that lower right corner, it makes your kick about 1 yard shorter.
Maybe they're talking strategy in the huddle.
Where to kick the ball.
Yeah.
It's like a soccer player. They have their spots where they try to kick it. All right, so a little timeout. I want to give another shout out. One of my favorite people in the world, Miss Connie Gooding, one of our school board members, former school board president, who is listening in. I think the cold and wind might have convinced her to stay home and listen to it. She knew we would bring her all the information she needed, and I do not question her loyalty one bit.
I think we just got a lot of smart Hutto fans.
That's right. Lucas on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick is up. He squeezed it right on that right side.
See, they were smart. They moved to the left hash.
Yeah, left hash and went short side with the with the kick. So it's good with 47 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here as the Hippos. Now, interesting right here now. Hippos are going to get the ball leading 26-7 with 47 seconds left and that strong wind at their back, and you wonder again to take some shots.
Yeah, you might as well. Pflugerville doesn't have any timeouts. I mean, barring a disastrous turnover, worst thing that could happen, you get a couple plays that don't work, and then you just decide to go ahead and run the clock out. I think, take some shots, put the ball in some athletes' hands, see what they can do. We got 47 seconds, which in high school is a lot of time.
Well, maybe we do what Cedar Park did to us last week, right before halftime. Another shout out, Ronnie Quintanilla Perez, another loyal listener who not only listens but then keeps all the other people updated on Facebook who aren't listening to us.
Hey, let's take one. Scoot up.
Well, Hippos ought to, kicking into this win, you figure the field position ought to be fantastic.
Well, you
also have to be careful. That ball hangs up in the air.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to go back with the squib. Obviously, I mean, they went with the squib going with the wind.
Didn't work out real well for them the first time they did that.
Yeah, well.
Mackay Kimball returned it 96 yards to start the game for a touchdown.
Kind of dangerous. You got Mackay and Dejon. Pick your poison.
Seriously. Tell you, these last 5 minutes have taken about the length of 4 innings of a World Series baseball game. There's a squib kick picked up at the 35-yard line. Vogelpool takes it across the 41-yard line where the Hippos will set up. 41 seconds to go. And, you got to take some shots right here, I think.
Yeah, I think you might as well.
You got some speed guys.
And here's what you got to do is I think maybe even you leave someone in, obviously a running back or someone, maybe even bring an extra lineman to get some protection and give Grayson some more time. The last thing you want is for some sort of strip sack or something and give Pflugerville a chance to get something with good field position with a little bit of time left before the half.
Yep. 41 seconds to go. Stretch 3 receivers right side, single receiver left.
Dejon right down the middle.
Kai Kimball goes in motion out of the backfield. Swing it to him at the 40-yard line. 45, midfield. Still running. Get out of bounds, Mackay, and he does at the 45-yard line. And Pflugerville into the field. 32 seconds to go. That one took 9. As soon as I saw him kind of go in motion out of the backfield, I had a feeling that's what they were about to do.
So you wonder if you want to maybe send him out again and get those safeties wide and shoot someone straight up the middle.
1st and 10, ball at the 44-yard line. 2 receivers right side, 2 left. Kimball in the backfield. Again, 32 seconds to go. Hippos lead at 26-7 right before halftime. A little bit of a blitz look from the Panthers on that right side of their defensive line. Snap back, pressure, throwing a little right, and caught by Jay Lambert at the 35-yard line. Saw a piece of trash flying through, and I thought it was a flag.
Boy, that trash is on a mission.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt somebody. So 35, pickup of 9. That one took 5 seconds, 27 seconds to go.
Oh, and you got to think we're already in field goal range.
With this wind like it is. 3 receivers left side, single receiver right. Kimball in the backfield with Doggett. Now they put a man in motion. Jay Lambert going from left to right. Straight drop, heavy pressure. Trying to set up a screen pass to Dejon. He's got the 30, kicks it outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Don't need
Hippos.
A field goal.
That's the exact same play that the Hippos tried to run on the last play last week against Cedar Park when they had it 4th down and long. They ran that same screen pass, but this time it's successful. And, boy, Panthers left the Hippos a little too much time. Hutto answers with the touchdown with 18 seconds to play. God, Dejon just catches that ball and just puts it in another gear. Yeah, you called he was gone at about the 20.
Well, when there's 2 defenders on one half of the field and Dejon has the ball, I'm going to take his chances every time. Hey, and we got all players out there for PAT.
Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it's good. 18 seconds to go in the first half. Hippos stretch their lead back to 26. They lead at 33-7. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. Homecoming for the Hippos. They score with 18 seconds left to stretch their lead to 33-7 right here before halftime. And again, waiting on the football.
Golly.
That ref.
You know what? I think he forgot to work out this morning.
Well, he's gotten it all in already.
I'm going to get him timed in a 40 in a minute.
Yeah, he is booking it. And I think he's waiting until the end so that he has a reason to sprint.
Yeah, time him with the wind at his back because he's a blazer. He needs to race Dejan or Mackay. I wonder if he's got any eligibility left. All right. Just don't do anything crazy now. It's that high pooch kick.
Oh,
That's
boy.
dangerous. Fielded by the Panthers at the 35-yard line. Tell you, that's dangerous territory when you let that ball bounce on the kickoff. And fortunately, it bounced right in, or fortunately for Pflugerville, bounced right into their man's hands. But otherwise, Hippos
yeah, kind of
were
landed
fall
in no
on that.
man's land there. And you got to think Pflugerville is just going to go ahead and take a knee and bring this one in half.
I have it on
Yeah,
the
I had to tell your ref. That's all you guys were talking about up there.
You have a comment?
Yeah. Yeah, and be sure and stay with us at halftime. As I mentioned, we've got a special guest, and we're excited to talk to Rhett at halftime about what he's done and what he's doing.
Well, I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah. We give a penalty on that kickoff? March it up to the 45-yard line.
5-yard penalty, probably your favorite play. Off the sides on a kickoff.
Man. Yep. All right, so 15 seconds left. Let's not have anything happen like it happened last week right before halftime. Lucas in at quarterback, snap, and he takes a knee.
Yeah.
Probably a good decision.
Probably wise.
What do you say that? Good business decision?
That's just a business decision right
Good
there.
business decision to take the knee. And the seconds will tick off. And a great first half for the Hippos here on homecoming as they lead it at halftime, 33-7 over the Pflugerville Panthers. We'll come back after a few commercials. We'll kind of recap the first half, and then we'll talk to our guest at halftime about the Play Catch Foundation and what that's doing for kids and dads, and excited about that. We're at halftime. Hippos leading 33-7 over the Pflugerville Panthers. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to halftime here at Hutto Memorial Stadium. Hippos leading 33-7 on homecoming over the Pflugerville Panthers. Hippos got off to the races as Makai Kimball on his first game back in about 5 weeks took the opening kickoff, 96 yards for a Hutto touchdown, and boy, just like that, the Hippos were on their way to a big first half. After a couple of punts by Pflugerville, the Hippos scored on their their third possession. Kendall Williams took it in from 2 yards out to make the score 13-0 with 4:16 to go in the first half or in the first quarter. Evan Gutierrez missed the point after attempt, and that was his first miss of the year. He'd been 25 of 25 coming into the game, so 26 of 26 until he missed that one to make him 26 of 27. Hippos then picked up a fumble by Pflugerville with about 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Kendall Williams took it 40 yards for a touchdown on the fumble return. And then on the Hippos' next possession, Trey Pinelli caught a 3-yard touchdown pass from Grayson Doggett with 4:10 to go in the first half to stretch that lead to 26-0. After a couple of fumbles by each team, Pflugerville was able to finally get on the board with 47 seconds to go in the first half, as Oakman plunged in from 1 yard out to make it 26-7, but 47 seconds was too much time to leave the Hippos with that strong wind at their back. They struck, and Dejon Harrison took a screen pass from Grayson Doggett. With 18 seconds left, he scored to make it 33-7, and that's where we stand at halftime with the Hippos, commanding lead over the Pflugerville Panthers. Hippos, again, we talked coming into this game that they couldn't let Cedar Park beat them twice, meaning they couldn't have a hangover from that, just that frustrating loss they suffered to Cedar Park last week, and they certainly have not done that. They've taken care of business and look well on their way to moving to 6-1 overall and 3-1 in district play. Well, we have the pleasure. I told you earlier in the first half we had a special guest, Rhett Grommet-Bauer, to talk to about his Play Catch Foundation, and really excited to talk to Rhett and let him just kind of tell us what he's doing. And we want to talk about the foundation, but we also want to talk about his 16 stadium tour in a VW Beetle or VW bus to all of the NFL stadiums. But Rhett, welcome up to Hippo Nation, to our press box. Of course, I know you're a Hutto resident, right? You got a son at Farley Middle School, I think, right?
I am a proud member of Hippo Nation. We moved here about a year ago, but I'm a lifelong Central Texas guy. I went to actually Pflugerville High School. So.
Yeah, a little irony for you that you're here tonight on our homecoming against Pflugerville.
Yeah. Well, they look a little outmatched tonight.
Well, to be real honest, and I'm not just saying this because it's Hutto, but there's a lot of teams that look outmatched when they play the Hippos. We're going into last week, we were 27-3 over our last 30 games, so 27-4 now, trying to make it 28-4. So we've built quite a powerful program here. But Pflugerville used to have one of those, so you know what that's like.
Pflugerville did. Unfortunately, not while I was there, but yeah, they did. And it's great to see Hutto not fall off because they lost some key guys from last year's team, and they just seem to keep rolling. So that's a sign of a good program, like you say. So.
Yeah, good coaching, good program, just a culture of winning. And not only winning on the field, but winning off the field. And, Brad LaPlante does great things. Well, let's talk a little bit about your Play Catch Foundation and what that is. Of course, you sent me an email a couple of months ago, and when I read it, I think, I responded to you and said, man, you really got me in the feels when I read your email and what that was all about. Having two sons who were athletes, obviously my oldest one does the radio with me right now, played football here at Hutto. Younger one was also an athlete. But I grew up, or they grew up with us doing the very thing that you've talked about, play and catch, and just the importance of a father and son play and catch and what that can do. But talk a little bit about what inspired you to do that and just kind of what that means.
Well, so in 2013, I decided to go to every NFL stadium, like you mentioned, in 16 weeks in my 67 VW bus. And the bus presented some opportunities for us to play catch on the side of the road. And so we were out in the middle of nowhere a lot of times, no help in sight.
And you were to clarify, you were with some friends, right?
I was with one guy that I knew,
Okay.
and then the camera guy that filmed the documentary I had met the day we left.
Okay.
So it could get awkward at times, but but there was always the comfort of playing catch.
Right.
And so then it dawned on me when we were in Philadelphia, and it was a Thursday night game, and like Steve Young and Michael Irvin or Deion Sanders, they're all in their suits, and they're down on the field before the game, and they can't help themselves but play catch. And I thought, man, this is really something. I thought I was the only fool that couldn't stand still and play catch with a football. I had to run a pattern. And then it dawned on me, the power of playing catch. And a lot of people like you and your sons have the opportunity to play catch, and you have those memories. And that's great. I'm the same way. I've always taken it for granted. But I think there's a power in playing catch because I played catch with a lot of strangers along the way too. And it was impossible not to get to know them as a person. There's so much going on in the world, and we're all attached to our phones. And playing catch is something where you have to set all that aside. You have to look somebody in the eye, and you have to get to know them. And the other thing is, if you're playing catch with a football, you're running patterns. But if you're playing catch, you're going to talk to that person eventually, right? You don't play catch in silence. And so when I got back from the trip, I decided to start. I looked for National Play Catch Day because I was like, this is obvious. People need a day dedicated to playing catch. And so there was nothing there, and so I applied for National Play Catch Day, and the committee said it was such a good idea, we want to give you an entire week. So
who do you apply for National Play Catch Day with?
Well, there's a national calendar, and those people just kind of organize everything, and so
it's like the mysterious somebody somewhere that controls this big calendar.
Yeah.
You just try to get on it.
And so then you look, for copyright and trademark and all that to make sure there's nobody doing this, and nobody is doing this. But I think the playing catch is actually a tool that could be in schools, and I'm not talking about you have to be good at it to enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm 46. I'm not that good at playing catch as what I used to be, but I still enjoy it.
Sure.
Right? So, but a lot of people, like I said, aren't as fortunate as me or your family, and I think those kids can still benefit from participating in playing catch and having a friend. I think the big audacious goal for this is to end school violence.
And playing catch it's not just a football. It obviously can be a baseball. It can be a Frisbee.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Just you're there in the moment with somebody, and you get to know them through.
You're just engaged in doing something that you both like to do that is, like you said, it's non-threatening. It's not competitive. You're just hanging out.
Yeah. That's right. That's absolutely right.
Do you feel like one of the reasons that's probably gotten lost a little bit from us growing up? I mean, you said what'd you say, 47?
46.
I'm 55.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we didn't have PlayStations and we didn't have phones and we didn't have all that stuff, and you kind of had to go outside, and sometimes when you went outside you just wanted to do something, and playing catch was what you did. And do you think there's so many competing interests for people now?
I think that's an interesting point. It was just but I've never heard somebody complain if they put their controller down and actually got outside and played catch.
True.
Kids, it's easy to get caught up in, hey, he plays video games all day or she plays video games all day, and then the Instagram and the Facebook and all that stuff. But it needs to be a concerted effort of getting outside, and once they see it, it's contagious.
More kids start coming. Before you know it, you either have a few people playing or a football game breaks out.
That's true. That's true. And either way, it's getting people moving. It's getting people interacting with each other that is not through electronics.
Right.
So
talk a little bit about your. I want to come back to it here in just a minute about how you think that can help. You're talking about violence and bullying and all that, but first let's talk about what your goal is. You've got a goal or an idea for something next summer here in Hutto, right?
So I made the date of National Play Catch Week always book in with Father's Day. I figured that
Brilliant.
was a good tie-in. And so at Fritz Park, we're going to organize an event, a National Play Catch event, where we're going to attempt the world record at playing catch with a baseball, and then we're going to play catch with a football. And so I think an important part of it is you will leave, hopefully, knowing you're a world record holder. And so to a kid, I think to anybody, that should be inspiring enough. That can't ever be taken away.
Sure.
For that moment in time, you're a world record holder. So I think it could carry over into other aspects of their life. And so that's what we're hoping to do. But we're also working with Super Bowl of Caring. If you ever notice those brown bags in HEB, or they raise over $9 million in food a year. And so hopefully we can organize a food drive, provide food for people if they need it, and just have a really fun day playing catch and hanging out with each other.
So as a dad, when you talk about the play catch, just you did it as friends on your VW bus trip to the stadiums. But there's a power not just in friends playing catch, but dad and sons and what that can do for a relationship. And I don't know, about you, but when my boys were little, and whatever I was doing, if they came and said, "Dad, let's go play catch," absolutely. You just did that, and some of those best memories are you're just out in the front yard, throwing strikes or trying to throw strikes or pretending there's a batter. It's 3-2, you got to make the pitch here or whatever, right? Or run routes it's just the bond that can happen just a father and son of something as simple as playing catch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's I've actually studied playing catch.
Really?
Well, I think there's benefits to it. Elderly people fall down less if they actually go out and play catch. So there's all kinds of physiological, psychological, sociological benefits to playing catch. And there's studies where we've played with balls since the days of the Egyptians and before. So there's something innate within us that enjoys playing catch.
Isn't that interesting?
It's very interesting, yeah. I don't mean to geek out on your
No, it's not. It's it is so interesting to me. And again, as a dad, and I did with my dad. In fact, funny story, there's probably lots of kids that can relate to this. I remember trying to learn to catch a baseball, however old I was, 4 or 5 years old, glove turned the wrong way, ball comes off the glove, hits me in the mouth, knocks a tooth out. Dad has to pull it out with pliers the rest of the way.
Yeah.
But it didn't make me stop wanting to play catch.
No.
Still want to do that. And I think it's because it's not the play and catch. It's the being with your dad or being with your friend or whatever. It's that relationship
and
stuff.
like I say, if you have your high school quarterback playing with the guy who doesn't have any friends at school, all of a sudden I had a guy under the St. Louis Arch. I was carrying the football, and he just goes, "Psst, here." And I was like, is this guy really talking to me? So we sat there and played 10 minutes under the St. Louis Arch.
Wow.
And then afterwards we sat down, total stranger.
And had a conversation.
Had a conversation.
That's awesome.
And it was just like, so those things can happen. We just have to put it in play and have it be the mechanism of change.
How many times you see like in a baseball stadium and it's between innings or before the game and an outfielder standing out there and he's just playing catch with a kid sitting up in the stands,
and
throwing the ball back
it means
and forth.
the world to that kid.
That kid will never forget that.
Never.
Right?
No.
I mean, that's like a historical marker in that kid's life.
Yeah. So we need to make sure every kid has the opportunity to play catch at some point.
So this event at Fritz Park, June 20th. 20th. So you said it's to set a world record. Does a world record already exist, or will this be the first record set for
no,
playing catch?
we're actually going to need everybody to show up.
Yeah.
And so the record is about 2,000 people.
Okay.
And I've actually spoken to Guinness Book of World Records. If we can raise enough money, we can have somebody on site to verify it. So this Hutto's on the map already.
Sure.
But a world record they don't have yet.
Yeah.
So this would be fantastic for the community. But there is no world record for the football. So technically you and I could go set it right now.
Okay.
But we want to set the bar so high that other communities need to actually activate and coordinate.
Absolutely.
And go after it.
And this record is it's just a group of people all together playing catch. It's not the ball doesn't have to travel to individual. It's just we're all playing catch.
Well, yeah. There's not just one ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they're all playing catch at the same time.
It's just a collection of people playing catch.
That's right.
That's simple enough.
So if everybody in the stands tonight would show up, Hutto would be a world record holder.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, and I know you've talked to us in terms of the school district being a part of that, and we obviously want to. And as I've told you, we're going to get with Coach LaPlante after football season and see, how the athletic department can be a part of that. We got to let him get through football season first and try to win a state championship. And but then, but you heard from him. He's all over it. He loves it too. He's got two boys himself. He understands what it's all about, and he understands the power of playing catch.
Yeah, I hope I don't talk to him until like January.
Yeah, right. Well, if you can talk to him right before Christmas, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
State championship game is usually that Saturday before Christmas, so we'll talk to him on that Sunday.
Yeah,
the Sunday before Christmas, we should be good. No, yeah. Obviously, there's plenty of time to do that, but we want to start getting the word out. I know you want to start getting the word out and figure out, how we can drum up some excitement and enthusiasm for folks to do this whole play catch thing, which I think is just awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just, like I said, you had me right in the feels whenever I read your email.
And I'll real quick, I will tell you a story.
We got plenty of time.
I had a guy through LinkedIn contact me. He said, "Hey, I just want to meet you for a beer." I said, "Okay, I guess so." And so he wants to talk about the documentary and what it was like, and so I'm all right, that's fine. And I said, "But I got this Play Catch Foundation thing," and he starts tears coming out of his guy I've never met before.
Yeah.
He said, "You know what? I just had a son, about 4 months old. My dad died before I could ever play catch with him.
Wow.
And I've already started playing catch with my son." And so it's got that kind of impact on people.
Something so simple.
So simple.
But yet so powerful.
And, and I talk a lot about the kids who don't have a father figure in their life, and obviously we want to provide a positive role model for them. And this isn't just for boys, it's for girls too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we're not excluding anybody from play catch, of course. But even if you do have that father figure in your life, maybe they've been busy, maybe they haven't taken the time, maybe for whatever reason. So I think it's a good reminder that we need to get outside, we need to play catch, because your kids grow up, Every morning I wake up and I think, man, I have to pack Roman a lunch. And then I rephrase it and I say, I get to do this. Right.
Just had that conversation with somebody just yesterday who has young kids, and, they're like, man, it's just a battle and it's tough. And I'm like, let me tell you something. Your kids are going to be grown and gone before you know it, and you're going to miss all the things that you think are so hard right now. You're going to miss them,
Oh, absolutely.
Those are those things that you kind of long for. It's like, wow, kind of wish that I had to go get onto my kids about, turning the TV off, because it means they'd still be at home.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It goes by quickly.
Yeah.
And so
you got a son in middle school. It seems like mine were there just yesterday,
Right.
And it's like I tell people, and embrace every age and every stage, because even the ones that are frustrating to you are still ones that come with great memories and very positive things. And, yeah, raising teenagers is hard, but we were all there. We were hard teenagers for our parents, too. Right?
My parents remind me of that all the time.
There's no question. And, we all get past that, and then you get to that place of, don't be your kid's friend when be their parent instead. But there comes a time that you can be their friend, when they're growing up. So, but a lot of that play and catch stuff is just part of it. Let's talk about let's talk a few minutes. We've got about 6 minutes before second half starts, so we're good. But I want to talk a little bit about your trip too. Your
Sure.
VW bus trip to all the NFL. What inspired that?
Well, I was afraid I would not leave a mark in the world, and so I didn't want to not set an example for my kids. And I thought, well, what could I do? And we had filmed a pilot for a television show at the Super Bowl when it was in Dallas, and got some looks from Travel Channel and other places. And then, for whatever reason, they passed on it. And I said, well, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to buy a VW bus. And in actuality, at the Super Bowl, we got Steve Sable, who started.
Yeah.
So he started NFL Films with he and his father.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, he passed away.
Right.
So we had his last sit-down interview, and the NFL called me saying, hey, we would like to play this. We'd like to see it, possibly play it at his funeral.
Wow.
And so I said, sure, I'll send it to his secretary. She loved it, so I showed her a picture of the bus. I said, this is what we're going to do. She didn't hear from her. I was like, well, that didn't go well, So, and then all of a sudden she's like, hey, I gave it to my executive producer. They love it. They want to follow you guys around. So 8-10 cities, we had NFL Films crews with us, taking their own shots of us, and was on the NFL Films Presents show, and that was pretty cool. And they really need to open up NFL Films as a museum.
Yeah.
Because it's a fantastic place.
Yeah.
It's just a history of the game. But, there were so many stadiums that I grew up with, like Candlestick Park, Jack Murphy Stadium. I don't know what they call it now. They don't even play there anymore.
Right.
But I wanted to see all those stadiums
Yeah.
before they were gone. And so I was like, there's no better time. I can show my kids, hey, great things can happen if you just get out and leave your driveway, leave your comfort zone. And so I thought as soon as the NFL said, hey, we're in, I pretty much had to go.
What was your favorite stadium?
I like the atmosphere in Buffalo. I like the atmosphere in Cleveland. They celebrate football and just having a team.
Yeah, even if they're bad.
Even if they're bad, it's still a good time.
I shouldn't say even if they're bad, even when they're bad.
When they're bad,
pretty much all the time.
Dallas, of course, is an architectural.
Yeah.
But Denver's great. Denver's fantastic. I mean, there's a few places I wouldn't go back. St. Louis was terrible. That was when the Rams were.
Yep.
I wouldn't go back there, but yeah, it's almost impossible not to have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're watching football.
Was there any game you saw that was just a memorable game?
We saw one on Halloween in Miami, and it ended on a safety.
Wow.
In overtime.
That doesn't happen often.
No, it was like 4 times in the NFL history this has happened.
Wow.
But everybody was excited, and then the game ended, and it was like, what? That's it?
Like, wait.
A safety.
Over.
Yeah, so, and Lambeau Field is something you have to see.
Been there, not for a game, but I've been there. Actually, I was there one time when the Packers were doing their doing training camp, and I don't know if you've ever been there for their training camp. It's kind of cool because what they do is all the little kids bring their bicycles, and then the players, so they have their little workout area or whatever, the kids bring their bicycles up hoping that those Packer players will take their bicycle and ride it over to Lambeau Field. And we actually saw Reggie White get on a kid's bicycle. I mean, Reggie White was this wasn't like a 10-speed bicycle. This was like a little, whatever, motocross bike. Big Reggie White got on this kid's bicycle and starts pedaling it. And what happens is the little kids sit up on the front of the handlebars. So they're with an NFL hero.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing to go do.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
ever have a chance to go do that.
I need to get back up there. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch that. Well, I look forward to talking to you a whole lot more over the next few months as this National Play Catch Day gets closer in June, and figuring out what we as Hutto ISD can do to help you, but just me personally as Todd Robinson can do to be a part of that too. I'm excited about it, and I just love the concept, love what you're doing and what that means. And, as a dad and somebody that's been there, I get it. I get the whole play and catch and what that means big picture for something special. So
I appreciate the kind words and inviting me in. And
absolutely.
Yeah, we will definitely be in touch. But, yeah, that's Hutto world record holders.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen.
All right. That's Rhett Gromitbauer. He is heading up the National Play Catch Day and National Play Catch Foundation, and obviously a fun guy to talk to. He is a Hutto resident, has a son that's a student at Farley Middle School. Appreciate Rhett joining us at halftime. Hippos leading 33-7 here on homecoming night. About a minute left before we get started here in the second half. Well, Ryan, you stepped out there at halftime as the wind died down, any?
Nope, that's why I'm back in here. Nope.
Say that again?
I said, no, that's why I'm back in here.
Oh, well, you kind of have an obligation to be back in here whether the wind's blowing or not. So.
Yeah, no, it is not warmed up at all. And I think that a lot of our Hippo fans have realized the same thing. Either that or they're down there hiding in the hiding from the wind underneath the stands and in the bathrooms. Kind of thinned out a little bit.
When you're up this much at halftime.
Right. Yeah, it's a good reason, a good excuse to head out early.
I want to mention I talked earlier about the Hutto Band and what a great job they did last weekend at their UIL performance. And just a reminder, they're going to be performing at their area marching contest tomorrow at 12:30 at the field over in Pflugerville. So you don't have to go far. Sometimes we've had to drive over to Cedar Park or Round Rock, but they'll be at the field in Pflugerville. And we encourage Hippo Nation to get out there and support our band. It should be a pretty day. I think it's supposed to be 70 degrees tomorrow, and this wind is supposed to die down. And I'm telling you, we say it over and over and over. Stacy Gist has really built a powerhouse of a band, if you can call a band that, and our band is a powerhouse. And we were out of town last weekend, so I wasn't able to see their performance, but I heard people talking about it was the best performance they've ever seen by the Hippo Band last weekend. So we wish them the absolute best tomorrow and hope that they can advance then on to the next level. It's area tomorrow, so I think that's state.
Yeah, I think so. I think we got two more.
Next step.
Right.
After that. Well, we are set to go here in the second half. Hippo is going to be kicking off, and they will have the wind at their back. Probably a wise decision to, if you're going to be kicking, go ahead and take the win.
Yeah,
right?
Might as well. You never know. I was always, growing up, play PlayStation. The wind never changes. I'm like, well, let's save it for the fourth quarter in case we need it. But now it's like you never know what that wind's going to change. You might as well take it when you can. So
that's true, and especially when you're kicking,
right?
Because you want to kick.
You know for a fact
that
you are going to kick at least once.
Position.
So
exactly. Hernandez approaches, kicks that high kick. Fielded and fumbled near the 30-yard line, and I think the Panthers were able to fall on it. But it's been an adventure with kickoffs tonight.
Golly. Lots of balls on the ground tonight.
Well, and you see that, when it's windy, because oftentimes that wind will kind of do some tricky things.
Kind of knuckleballs it a little and pushes it there. It gets it there a little quicker, gets on him a little faster than normal. That one was a little bit strange. It almost looked like he had it, and as he was going down to to put it in his arm to take it and run, then that's when he kind of slipped out. And maybe that's due to the cold. I don't know. A lot of times that kind of hurts your grip a little bit.
So Panthers will start 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Snap back to Lucas. Quick throw.
Oh, watch
to the
out.
right side, and he is just destroyed by Dejon Harrison.
Oh my goodness.
Word. Number 10, Ronald Mosley took the pass out in the flat, and Dejon Harrison absolutely full speed just blasted him.
Yeah, number 3, Devin Maynor was out there supposed to be blocking for him and didn't touch Dejon. Dejon read that the whole way, and my goodness, he had no intention of intercepting it. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He was just going for the kill shot. And good job there by Dejon, too, to take him out cleanly, take him out low, didn't get any sort of head-to-head or anything.
And a great job by Mosley to hang on to the ball.
Good play all around except for the lack of blocking.
A loss of 6 yards. 2nd down and 16. Handoff goes to Oakman, running to his right, gets to the 25, 26-yard line. Going to be 3rd down and long. Wow. That's one of those that Dejon will add to his, even though Dejon's being recruited as an offensive player, he'll certainly add that one to his highlight reel.
Well, I know he's being recruited as an offensive player, but my goodness, he is he's something special on defense too.
Bryce, sorry.
Hey.
Our engineer forgot to turn you on.
Well, I was down here changing batteries, so it sounds good now.
All right, 3rd down and 12 for the Panthers. Straight drop by Lucas. Throwing long right side, intended for number 81, Donald Springs. Overthrows him over on the sidelines in front of Pflugerville Panthers. And 3 and out for Pflugerville. Hutto will take over.
That's the only thing you don't want to see, Dejon limping from a play on defense.
No, yeah, we didn't have your microphone turned on when he made that hit. I'm not sure what it would have sounded like from your perspective, but wow.
Yeah, that was a pop.
Yeah, you probably could hear it from where you are too. Snap back, punt into that wind. Good job, line drive, fielded at the 45-yard line, midfield.
Oh boy,
to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. Xavier Phoenix took that line drive and returned it to the 30-yard line, and Pflugerville into the field.
Had a couple little Dejon moves in there.
I know.
Yeah,
I had to do a double take and make sure that wasn't Dejon. That's always dangerous when you get those low punts and you don't give your coverage team time to get down there, and that guy gets a full head of steam. So good job by Pflugerville to only keep him to about a 20-yard gain.
Really a pretty good punt considering the wind.
Yeah. Got good distance on it.
So Hippos will set up in great field position. 1st and 10 at the Pflugerville 30-yard line, just underway here in the second half. Hutto leads it 33-7. Snap back to Doggett, rolling to his right, looking, throwing right. Dejon Harrison caught it, tried to turn back inside. Good job by the defender for the Panthers, number 9, Anthony Onia, to bring him down after a pickup of about 5. Call it 4. So 2nd down and 6, ball at the 26-yard line. 2 receivers right side, single receiver split far left. Handoff to Makai Kimball, trying to pick his way through the middle and then kick it back outside, but a good job by the Panther defense again.
We're playing a great game out here. Hope everyone hears me. Playing a great game.
Get a little Jason Vogelpool.
Little quick interview there.
Getting a little action.
He's like, is that mic on? I said, yes. He goes, let me see it.
He got a taste of it Monday night. He wanted back.
Oh, yeah.
3rd down and 5 for the Hippos. Dejon goes in motion right to left, trying to run a little jet sweep, get outside.
Oh, baby.
He gets the 20, the 15, cuts it back inside to the 10, and wrestled down at the 5-yard line. The Dejon got it outside, and once he did, then he turned it back inside and takes it all the way to the 5-yard line. Hippos will have it 1st and goal with 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, leading 33-7.
Another good pat statter there for Grayson, too. That's obvious. That's a pass.
That counts as a pass. Yeah. That's right. Kai Kimball set up in the backfield. Handoff goes to him. Starts middle, tries to kick back out to the left side, and Panthers do a good job of swallowing him up.
You know, that last play Dejon ran was kind of like one of my views last week against Cedar Park. He's in one speed, and everybody else is in a different gear, which is much lower.
Yeah, exactly. Grayson steps forward, changing the play. He's got number 32, Zane Bolding, set up as a blocking back. Kai Kimball sets up beside him on the right side. Grayson signals a pass.
Oh, good pass,
and a
Grayson.
touchdown to Jared Bealey. Tell you what, I saw Grayson kind of reach down and give a little signal to Jared Bealey, set up over on the far side, and Jared, whatever Grayson signaled him, Jared did it, ran a little slant to the middle, and Grayson threw a strike, and Bealey catches it for the touchdown.
Yeah, put a dart right in his gut. I actually, when he signaled over that, I was thinking they were going to try to go fade backside, and I guess he saw the linebackers creeping in to try to protect that run inside and put it right in his chest, and good pass, good catch for a touchdown.
Kind of helps when you got a guy that is also a backup quarterback out there, and
they just kind of
easy communication
on the same wavelength. Snap back, hold down, kick up for Evan Gutierrez is good. 8:16 to go in the third quarter. Hippos stretch their lead to 40-7. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
Al Clausen Disposal supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. Hippos stretch their lead to 40-7 here on homecoming night. Touchdown pass from Grayson Doggett to Jared Bealey.
Good looking drive there by Grayson, too. Helps when you have a guy like Dejan, obviously, that can get you those 20, 30-yard runs just like that.
Yeah. Helps when you also can start at the other team's 30-yard line.
Is that where we started?
We did. Yep, after that punt return by Xavier Phoenix. So Eduardo Fernandez set to kick off. Not sure what we're waiting on. There's our,
Gotta wait
there's
for
our
our sprinter.
4-3.
Yeah. At least. Fernandez. Trying to kick it deep this time. Fielded at the 5-yard line. Out to the 15, 20, and tripped up at about the 22-yard line was Mr. Oakman. Travis Taylor got the tripping tackle.
Good play there by Travis, too. Came flying off the edge and was able to turn that corner and just swipe the feet of,
that's where you want to get him
Oakman.
on the foot.
Yeah, you don't want to tackle him high.
Yeah, good thing, too, because he kind of had a little lane.
So the Panthers will set up 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. 8:10 to go in the third quarter. Hippos leading 40-7. This one well under control, and before the ball snapped. We'll see if that's going to be against the Hippos or against the
I think they had a few
Panthers.
guys that moved.
So they were drawn off. So moving back 5 yards, be 1st and 15. We had that happen way too many times last week against Cedar Park. Those illegal procedures on 1st down that just changed the way you call plays.
They might as well move the change to 15 yards.
Hand off to Oakman, trying to find some room up the middle and not going to find anything against that Hippo defensive front.
But, hey, we're done talking about Cedar Park.
Yes, we are. Maybe we'll bump into them again at about the 4th round of the playoffs. I think that's where we would see them again.
I think you're right.
Round. 2nd down and 13. 7:40 to go in the third quarter. Hutto with the 40-7 lead. 3 receivers to the right side for Lucas, the quarterback, and he gets pressure and can't get away from it. He's brought down, sacked by number 15, Brody Bueno.
Yeah, tried to set up a fake screen like they ran last time when Dejan blew it up, and we're looking to try to get us sucked in and try to hit us over the top. But we had both of those covered, and it just took way too long and actually gave Brody a chance to get in there and get the sack.
Probably Brody's first varsity sack.
Yeah, I think so.
Aspenlotter even said his name right.
I'll tell Mark that he got credit for saying his name right. Bujnak is what it looks like for those that aren't familiar. Lucas fakes the handoff, trying to get outside, and he can't get very far before he's brought down by Trey Pinelli at the 24-yard line. It's going to be a 4th down and 11 for the Panthers. I think at this point, if you're Pflugerville, you're probably just wanting the clock to run.
You said 8:10 left in the ball game by accident earlier. I think they're wishing you were right about that.
Yeah. Cold, windy night when you're getting beat pretty badly. You kind of lose heart and lose interest, I think.
Yeah, well, and good for the Hippos come out. Oh, uh-oh.
High snap. Whoa. Well, I think surely you're going to have some men downfield.
Well, it was a punt. So, yes, you are.
I don't think he quite knew what to do with that.
It was a high snap, and I think he was thinking maybe he was going to get blocked, and he thought about for a second running forward with it and decided better not. I'm going to go ahead and punt this for a net gain of 10 yards.
I had looked down and looked back up, and to be real honest, wasn't sure what was happening. So the Hippos are going to take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, and Pflugerville into the field. And again, boy, they've just had great field position all night. They've been in positive territory.
Yeah, part of the reason we only had 200 yards at halftime.
Yeah, not having to go as far. Empty backfield for Doggett. Quick pass, right side, caught, and run out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Tyler Carnes.
Tyler Carnes getting some action. Not sure we've called Tyler Carnes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Named the entire season on catching
Well,
a
he
pass.
had
it's good.
Had a touchdown. Had a touchdown early in the season.
Did he? Early in the season seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, it does.
It was hot back then.
Yeah, it was hot until last week. Empty backfield for Doggett again, rolling to his left. Oh, gets some pressure. Now looks back right, and good job by Grayson just to kind of throw it away. It was somewhat intended for Josh Gonzalez, but I think it was actually intended more for the ground just to get rid of it. Grayson started to his left, got some pressure, turned back right, and he had pressure coming from that side too, so smartly just dumped it. And it goes as an incomplete pass, 3rd down and 6 for the Hippos at the 31-yard line of Pflugerville into the field. 5:37 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hutto leading 40-7. 3 receivers spread to the left side, single receiver right side. That's Josh Gonzalez. Kendall Williams in the backfield along with Grayson. Straight drop, looking right, still looking, and good job by Josh Gonzalez. Tell you, Grayson locked on to him from the very beginning of the play and kept waiting for Josh to make a break. He did, threw it over on that right side, and Josh hauled it in and takes it to the 22-yard line for the 1st down.
Yeah, threw a dart in there too, just like he did on the touchdown. He put it right where it needed to be, right between 2 defenders.
So 1st and 10 for the Hippos at the 22. Handoff running to the right side to Kendall Williams. Breaks through to the 10-5 and stretches. Touchdown, Hippos. He got in there. We broke free, and one Panther had a shot at him and tried to wrestle him down just before the goal line, but Kendall stretches the ball across for the Hippo touchdown with 5:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's now 46-7 with the point after attempt to come.
Yeah, Panthers came with an outside blitz there and had no linebacker help in the middle, and boy, that just opened up, just parted like the Red Sea. And I don't even know how they were able to converge and trip him up. He was able to get in the end zone for the score.
High snap, hold down, kick up, and it's good. 5:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's now Hutto 47, Pflugerville 7. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
Welcome back to Hutto Memorial Stadium. Hippos stretch their lead to 47-7. 5:05 to go in the third quarter. Hey, Bryce, you had given a score of that Georgetown Manor game earlier when it's tied at 7. Have you checked it early?
I saw it half is 14-14. So
Okay.
good game in Georgetown.
Yeah, it's one we definitely want to keep an eye on. Manor hadn't lost a district game, but they hadn't played Cedar Park or Georgetown or Hutto. Hadn't played the three. Probably what?
Yeah,
most folks would
rough
think
into
the
the
tough ones.
district play for them.
Well, potentially. Guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
High kickoff fielded at the 30, across the 35, 40, up to about the 43-yard line. Nice return by the Panthers, number 22. I tell you what, Elijah Oakman is just kind of their do-everything man. I guess he's kind of their Dejan, right?
I think so.
And it seems like last year, well, between he and Casey Washington, who's doing well this year as a freshman in college.
Is he the one that went to Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah, caught a few big catches against who'd they upset?
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's playing?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
wow.
playing.
Yeah, I remember I was talking about him last year. About him headed to Illinois, and we were kind of like, oh, that's kind of sad to be going to Illinois. But obviously, what a fun win for them last week. Handoff goes to Oakman, running to the right side, trying to get outside. He does.
Boy.
50. He's at the 40. And finally brought down from behind at about the 25-yard line. First time that he's been able to get outside the whole game.
We've put in our second guys in on defense, both at the linebacker position and on the defensive line. So, we've seen this happen early on in the season when we were up big, and we kind of put those second guys in, and sometimes these games end up a little bit closer than they might have been otherwise.
Well, Trey Pinelli was able to track him down and bring him down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, luckily he's a big boy. He doesn't quite have the breakaway speed though.
Yeah, he's not going to run away from Trey.
I'll tell you, not only Trey, 64.
Yeah, Jacoby Duncan.
Jacoby Duncan
he was hawking him down.
Lucas fakes the handoff to Oakman, keeps it, goes up the middle for a couple of yards.
I was thinking the same thing, Bryce.
Well, Jacoby's a pretty good athlete. I know he played basketball up until last year, so
he's a big boy, and he was moving
pretty good
down the
size,
side.
and he was chasing him
Yes,
down.
He was. He's trying to maximize his playing time.
So he's trying to out-sprint the ref.
Yeah.
Second
I
down.
don't think anybody down here can do that.
No, I think that he might be the fastest guy on the field, that official. Oakman takes it, trying to get outside to the right. Only picks up about a yard down to the
Jacoby Duncan again.
23-yard line.
I think I'll try to see if I can get a race after the game between John and the ref.
Yeah, no
Might
kidding.
be a good one.
3:35 to go in the third quarter. Hutto leading 47-7. Pfluger with the ball at the 23-yard line and Hippo into the field.
Hey, Bryce, looks like Grayson's night might be coming to an end. He's got his helmet off down here, and Brody's down here taking snaps, warming up.
Well, Grayson probably say, hey, I'm going to stay in until we switch in.
Yeah, until
then you can have it.
Make Brody go into the wind. You'd like to give Brody a couple of throws with that wind at his back.
And they're over there talking to him too. I'm thinking it's probably going to give him a chance. Well, which is good. Obviously, he's the second guy now, and you want to get him some reps in case he's needed.
Third down and 8. Handoff goes to Oakman. Does a great job of hurdling a Hippo defender. Takes it to about the 17-yard line. Going to be short of the first down by about a yard and a half. So fourth down, obviously, Pflugerville will go for it right here with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Hutto leading 47-7. Have a feeling Mr. Oakman's going to get the ball on this
You think?
play. There's a 93.2% chance.
You think he's going wide, or you think he's going up the middle?
No, I think they're going to run that. They've
I think
found
they're
a little
going to
bit
find
of
some
success going to the
with
right.
that trap play, yeah.
And they go to the left side. And he bounces back inside to the 15. Nice job. Gets the first down. Marked at the 14. So, yeah, they went left, and he reversed it. Found a little hole inside and gets the first down at the 14-yard line with 2:25 to go in the third quarter. And Hutto leading 47-7.
And Brad says enough is enough. Let's put Landon back in. We're going to keep him at 7.
First down for the Panthers. Oakman Lucas fakes the handoff to Oakman to the right side. Lucas keeps it, and he's tackled by Jacoby Duncan, I believe. Called Jacoby Duncan's name quite a few times.
Yeah, he's been active in there.
Ed Ramos texted me and said, call off the Hippos. I think he's listening
I think that started. Ed,
yeah,
so.
I think we're starting to call him off.
I think so.
Yeah, just kind of facing a night done sign, and he said, yep. So
it's been a good night for Hutto. Hand off to Oakman. This time he's not going to get that corner. In fact, he's going to be brought down for about a 3-yard loss. Wrapped up by
like Sadavian Robinson.
Sadavian
about
and
6 others.
Jason Vogelpool and Xavier Phoenix.
The usual suspects.
Oakman just not getting a whole lot of help from his other guys out there right now.
No. So 3rd down and 13 inside of a minute to go now in the 3rd quarter. Hutto leading 47-7. And again, obviously Pflugerville's in a situation where they'll go for it if they have a 4th down.
It's been quite the drive here.
Yeah.
They have 8 minutes left when they got the ball.
Chewed up a lot of clock. Lucas fakes the handoff. Now gets pressure, and he's sacked by Sadavian Robinson. Jacoby Duncan was also back there. And Landon was watching guard over it all as well. So the sack moves them back to the 24-yard line. They've got a 4th down and a lot.
What do you call here? 4th and 20 from the 25 into a 30-mile-an-hour wind?
Into a wind.
I think the wind keeps getting faster every time we mention it.
Right. Wind's going to be
76-mile-an-hour wind.
It's going to be hurricane force wind by the time this game's over. I think Pflugerville wisely is going to let the clock run out, and they're going to at least they're going to have the wind at their back as they go into the 4th quarter on their 4th and long play. So we played 3 here at Hutto Memorial Stadium on homecoming night, and the Hippos are fully in control, leading 47-7. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
Getting set to start the 4th quarter here in Hutto with the Hippos leading 47-7. Pflugerville Panthers have it 4th down and they need 19 yards. They're at the Hutto 24. They need to get it all the way down to about the 4 or 5 yard line. They will at least have the wind at their back for this 4th down play. So they got that going for them. Oakman in the backfield with Lucas. Lucas throwing deep left side and incomplete. And probably a good job by, looked like Jordan Phoenix. He might have had a play on that to intercept it, and I think he wisely decided just to let it fall so that the Hippos would have the ball back at where it was.
Yeah, I think you're right. Not that at this point, I think if you're Jordan, you might as well go ahead and intercept that and pad your stats a little bit.
Well, maybe so.
Yeah.
So the Hippos take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line, and as Ryan mentioned,
and
new quarterback
sprinter.
in.
Sprinter comes in from the end zone all the way out to the 50-yard line.
Sprinting backwards. Did some backwards. Brody Bueno tucks it and going to run it.
Over that shoulder, Brody.
Wow, at the 40, and go down, Brody. To the 42-yard line.
He's not built
a runner.
He's not built to go down.
Yeah. He just wants to get the ball and go. It's kind of like his brother, right? Except he's bigger.
Yeah, he's bigger than his bigger brother.
First down at the 42-yard line for the Hippos. Brody's first play as quarterback of the Hippos. He's a freshman. So a lot of future with Brody Bueno. Empty backfield, put a man in motion going from left to right on a little jet sweep and getting across the 45, running out about the 47-yard line. It was number 17, Jose Pena. It's one of those recent
That was
call-ups.
Tyler Carnes.
Oh, was it? I thought
I
it was
believe
17.
so. That was 12.
Was it? Let me see.
That was 12.
All right. It was 12. Mark Aspenlatter, the PA guy, needs to quit listening to me because it was number 12, not 17. I messed up. Hey, sometimes
Y'all are doing good up there.
We listen to each other.
It's a team effort.
Yeah. And off to the right side, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, 10, touchdown. Hippos, Mackay Kimball. Well, Mackay was still in the game.
Well, he's got a lot of lost ground to make up for.
Wow.
Boy, he wasn't even touched. He turned that corner and he was gone.
Just an explosion out of the backfield.
Yeah, didn't even know he was in the game.
I didn't either.
Boy, he just kind of hid for a second and was gone.
Yeah. Kind of surprised he was still in there, but I guess maybe the fact that he's been out for 5 weeks, they just want to get him some work.
Maybe he wasn't supposed to be in, and that's kind of why he's hiding out there.
Wow. So 10:36, Hippos add another touchdown. Extra point attempt, snap back, hold down.
He snuck it in.
Oh, wow, my goodness. Got it in that right bottom corner.
That leaner helped him.
That right bottom corner. If he kicked it to the left corner, it would have been short. But he got that extra yard advantage with that goalpost leaning.
That thing was coming backwards.
So 10:36 to go in the ball game. It's now Hutto 54, Pflugerville 7. Listen to Hutto Hippo football on hipposports.com and the SHN Sports Network.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
So Mackay Kimball takes it 53 yards for the Hippo touchdown, and they stretch it to 54-7 with 10:36 to go in the ball game. There's a high kickoff. Talk about a ball coming backwards, and the Hippos have a chance to
and they recover it.
And I think they do. Wow. So does that, Bryce, does that
There's
count?
Tyler Carnes.
Do you call that an onside kick?
I guess. I mean,
we
we almost caught it. I don't think you can advance it when you catch it like that. But
that's just crazy. I mean,
that ball went backwards.
That had hang time of about 7 seconds. Just kickoff straight up in the air. The wind pushed it back, and the Hippos came down to cover it and basically caught it.
Ball started coming backwards. It started out as an over-the-shoulder catch, and he ended up catching it right in front of him. Saw it the whole way in.
Ball got to the 35 and ended up back at the 40.
Yeah, and that's one of those that you're going, hey, we're not trying to onside kick it. We're not trying to, be unsportsmanlike. It's just that's what happened. Brody fakes the handoff, keeps it, runs right, tackled at the 35-yard line. All right, Ryan, gonna let you take over and do a little play-by-play. We got another special guest in our booth, former Hippo
legend,
former Hippo defensive stalwart Braxton Buchanan, also a Texas Tech grad, along with Ryan. Braxton back for homecoming, back just to visit family, and these two guys have been good friends for a long time. Penalty before the play gets started. So I'm going to hand over and let Braxton do a little color and let Ryan do a little play-by-play with 9:53 to go.
I'd like to see that play go. That was a freshman handing off a freshman.
Yeah, who took that?
That was 18, Gary Choice. I tell you,
called up.
Seen him play some freshman games, and, boy, he's going to have a future with the Hippos.
Yeah, he got a good little head of steam there. I guess new quarterback, new line, everything's kind of new there, and timing's just off a little bit. Well, welcome to the booth, Braxton.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, your mic's not on. Welcome to the booth, Braxton.
Oh, well, thanks for having me.
Brody steps up and checks the play, looks over to the sidelines. He's joined in the backfield by Zane Bolding, number 32. Got two receivers split out left, two receivers split out right. Looking left, look at the screen. Oh, and he had blockers. Who was that? Gary Choice threw it a little bit low. He was trying to get him the ball, Bryce, but
yeah, that's his boy right there. So
yeah, I guess they've been playing. They played a couple games together earlier this season.
Yeah, and I bet those short throws are a little bit more tricky. Throwing directly into the wind, it's going to get low or it's going to go a little bit too high.
Yeah, we saw him
just nose-dived on that one.
Yeah, we saw Brody warming up before the game and did quite a few of those into the wind. So third and 10 from the Hippo 40. Brody rolling right. He's got blockers, and he's shoved out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Going to bring up about 4th and 5. 4th and 5 from 35. You've probably got to think 4-down territory again.
I don't think you have
that was old student body right there.
Yeah, that was take it and run. Yeah, Brody's had a couple chances to give the ball, and just like his brother, he's not too keen on giving that ball up.
No, he doesn't give it much when it's an option.
It's not an option. So 4th and we'll call it 6 here. Empty backfield, 3 receivers left. Brody steps up, checks the play, looks at the sidelines. 8:50 remaining in the game. Looks like we're going to get a Hippo timeout. So, Braxton, you brought some bad weather with you down from Dallas.
I did. We had that tornado earlier in the week, and it looks like the weather and the wind came with us. So that's unfortunate, but, I hear the rest of the weekend's supposed to be nice. So.
Well, we hope we can accommodate it for you.
Absolutely.
How is it being back in Hippo land?
It's different. There's a lot of the same kind of, obviously the locker room's the exact same. The weight room is enhanced, and, some of the same coaches are still here. But it does feel different in the fact that you kind of come back as an alum versus, being in the system. But it's really cool to come back and see all the success that's happened since graduation and some of the success we had my senior year.
Well, yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think some success that was definitely started with a senior class that you were a part of, a senior class that went 4 rounds deep and kind of started that Hippo tradition of succeeding in the regular season and going deep into the playoffs. And you were a foundation and a building block of that, and I think that's probably it's got to be pretty cool coming back and seeing the repercussions of that.
Absolutely, and I think the team that I was on was a star-studded cast, and you kind of see that in the next level Hippos.
Well, got to see one of them last night actually get to play an NFL ball game.
For the Vikings.
So empty set here, 4th down and 5. Brody steps back, he's looking right, and he's getting pressure from the left. He's going to escape. Oh, he's going to run, and he's got a lot of room. We're going to have flags coming down. Brody is tackled about the 12-yard line. We've got about 3 flags at the 30. Looks like this one might be coming back for a hold. We got a score update. Georgetown's up 28-21 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter over Manor. So another one to keep an eye on. Obviously, those would be the 2 teams that would be giving us any sort of fits for that second place in district. And we do have a hold on the Hippos. Still be 4th down. So, yeah, Davion Davis, for those of y'all that don't remember, was a Hippo, holds many records, played with you, Braxton, and actually got a couple plays last night for the Minnesota Vikings, which was pretty cool. Got to hear Joe Buck call his name. We'll touch on that in a second. We got 4th and 11. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Zane Bolding in the backfield with Brody Bueno. Takes a snap, steps back. He's going to step up in the pocket, looking. He's going to scramble around, and he's going to be shoved out at about the 40-yard line. So good contain there by Pflugerville and a good job to stop. But the Panthers put their offense back on the field and keep us from advancing. 8 minutes left in this ball game. Hippos up 54-7.
In all things considered, the Pflugerville defensive line has done a good job tonight. I mean, scoreboard out the window, I think that they've done a pretty good job, at least inside the tackles, and then there on that play when they're keeping contained and forcing them outside. So, more credit to them. But I think our athletes on the perimeter have just been the difference maker.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's been a very speed-driven game. We haven't got a lot of success running between the tackles, and I think they've got a big line that's helped with that. But obviously, speed kills on the outside. So Oakman's going to take the pitch, and he's going to run about 7 yards to his right and pick up. It's going to be 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3.
And man, he brings the pop right there at the end of those
runs. He brings the lumber,
runs.
doesn't he? He doesn't leave anything to be desired. Yeah, no. So Davion came in. Bryce, I don't know if you were watching the game last night.
No, I didn't see that.
He was.
Awesome.
They had a goal line play, and Davion came running in. Joe Buck even said, "And here comes Davion Davis, the free agent out of Sam Houston, getting in the game."
He didn't say free agent out of Hutto?
No, he didn't mention Hutto. I was disappointed. So Oakman's going to take the run, and he's going to run left and lose about 3 yards. So that looked like Braylon Sugg was actually back out there and is going to make the play along with Tyler Kelly. So the two usual suspects that tend to do a lot of the stringing out of that. And Pflugerville's going to lose 4 yards and bring up 3rd and 7. 7 minutes left in this ball game.
We just gave props to Pflugerville's defensive line, but on the other side of the field, Hutto's has been absolutely dominant.
It's
front 7, back 4. I mean, all the way up and down the field, starting in the defensive line.
They seem to put on a clinic just about every week. They do a good job. So 3rd and 7 here. We got 2 backs lined up in front of Lucas in the backfield. He's going to give it, and they're going to get about 2 yards there. I couldn't tell who that was. We'll call it Elijah Oakman. He's going to get it back to the Pflugerville 45. So it brings up 4th and 5, and it looks like the Panthers are actually going to bring on the punt unit here. So as if this one wasn't already over, they're going to.
I was going to say, kind of why at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think just a wave of the white flag and hoping that maybe we can run out the clock on offense.
Also have to be aware for a fake on these kind of plays here.
Yeah, they got nothing to lose. They're going to punt it. Low line drive. Xavier Phoenix backfields it with one hop. Takes one step to his right, and he's looking left, and he's got blockers, and they're going to push him out at about the 30-yard line. Flag comes down, usually in the area, probably of a block in the back or a hold. So this one will come back to about the 10-yard line. So we are set up for a 5-minute and 41-yard or a 5-minute and 41-second drive to end this ballgame. What do you say?
That'd be perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Get you out of the wind.
Yeah, it's getting a little cold up here in the booth, Bryce.
Well, I can tell you the wind hadn't died down any.
Has it not?
Not any at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I think most of the Hippo fans have realized this one's probably in the bag. And
beating traffic. Yeah,
beating traffic and headed for warmer weather. Pflugerville Panther faithful they're dwindling down, but they've got about as many as they came with. So Brody Bueno is going to lead the team back onto the field along with Zane Bolding in the backfield. Got 2 receivers split out to each side. Brody takes a snap. Zane's going to take the handoff, run about maybe a yard forward, nothing more than that. Just kind of a wall of Panther defenders there. We've got some backup linemen in, and obviously we got some freshmen playing. We've got Gary Choice out there at running back. We got another new lineman coming in. Gabriel Lozano comes in. Looks like at the left guard position. So just getting a lot of guys some good solid playing time. Maybe their first varsity snaps, and that's just
right.
That experience is
these are important
invaluable.
Reps.
So a big hole there for Zane Bolding, and he is going to be he's tried to trip up, and they cannot catch him. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's pushed out at the 1-yard line. Oh, my goodness.
What a run. What a run.
Oh, and then a flag comes in late. I didn't see what that one was for. But, man, what a hole and what a run there by Zane Bolding. He was gobbled up in the backfield, able to slip away from one tackler and kind of turned on the Jets there. Kind of caught me by surprise, and I think maybe caught some Pflugerville Panthers by surprise. And, boy, just pushed out at the 1-yard line. Almost had a huge touchdown there.
Right, Ryan. He put one foot in the ground down here and took off, ran through some arm tacklers, and then eventually got caught. But what a run there from Zane.
Yeah, what a moment, too. So it looks like we're going to have unsportsmanlike.
We got a sideline infraction.
Everybody's excited for Zane. Everybody chasing him down
there. Coach got out of the coach's box. They were, like Bryce said, they were trying to beat Zane down, but that's going to cost him 15. Run still counts, though.
I think Trey Pinelli was waiting for him in the end zone.
I think he was.
I think they'll take that penalty too.
Yeah. I think they'll be all right with that one. So, looks like we've got Landon Watson back in the backfield. Zane Bowling's going to take the handoff and get about 1 yard. Running behind the lead block of Landon Watson, it looked like. Was that right, Bryce? Landon out there? I thought I saw a 21.
I don't know if Landon would be in at this point in time on
thinking.
Offense. Yeah, and you got to find a way to get Zane in the end zone.
I wasn't Landon. I see him on the sidelines down here. Yeah. I agree. You got to give Zane the ball here. Mm-hmm. Just don't call a read. You know Brody's going to keep it. So they're going to line up with 2 receivers left. And Zane gets the ball, makes a couple cuts, kind of trying to find a hole, and he's going to pick up maybe another yard or 2. We'll call it 1.5 yards, and another flag comes in late.
Yeah, it's getting chippy down there.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys don't get the chance to play, and they're fired up, and
got adrenaline going.
Yeah, adrenaline's coming, and
decision making's out
Braxton,
the window.
you know all about that. Get kicked out of games late, huh?
That did happen in my first varsity season.
Oh.
And it was a game
and those
similar to this.
15-yarders hurt.
They do.
Yeah, they do. You hope that at least the guys can be smart and just don't do something stupid and get yourself kicked out and have to miss the first half of next week. Obviously, this one's already in hand, and there's a lot of
more football to be played.
There's more football. A lot more. Let the scoreboard do the talking.
Did we lose it down there too?
I believe we did. It was after the play. So it's going to be fourth and 22 from our 30-yard line, going into the wind here. Maybe let Gary Choice get the ball, huh, Bryce? See what he can do. They put Gary in motion, and Brody pitches him the ball, and he's trying to find a hole, and he just he slips
still
loose.
Up?
He is not down. He is going to get
That's the first down.
Oh my! Okay. So they had him wrapped up.
That's the way to ride it.
I think he rolled over the top of a Panther defender.
I think.
Yeah, he was never down.
Next thing we know, he comes slipping out, running down the sidelines, and they're gonna.
This ref may be marking him
I
short.
think they're gonna mark him short, actually, about 2 yards short.
That's a tremendous effort.
What a run there.
Still a great play.
Yeah, Gary's not the tallest guy. He just kind of hid behind everybody, and man, I thought the play was over.
Did too.
Yeah, well, nonetheless, it's going to be Panther ball at the 10-yard line. Come up a lot closer than we thought they were going to. 3 minutes remaining here. Hippos up 54-7. Got this one in hand. Looking towards next week at the Maynard Mustangs. I don't know if we have any score update on that. Last we heard, it was Georgetown 28, Maynard 7. Or I'm sorry, Maynard 21.
A 7-point ball game out there.
7-point ball game. Still in the third quarter.
Right, and it's good to see some of these younger guys get reps, like we were talking about earlier. It is important to play against first-string talent on the other side of the ball.
Well, and just to be under the lights and get the atmosphere to Friday night. Obviously not a very large crowd at this point, but still a much more sizable crowd than what they're used to playing on, whether it's Thursday nights or not being in the ball game.
Right.
So it looks like Georgetown has scored again, 35-21 now. So
love it.
Yeah. Which is obviously tonight we're Georgetown fans.
The one night.
Because we own the tiebreaker against Georgetown. Just this once. Lucas is going to take the snap and hand it off to Oakman, who's going to get forward for about 4 or 5. They'll give them 6 yards. They're going to get them to the 20-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Panther first down.
And they love getting their linemen out in space. They've run counter plays several times tonight and different, thunders, bringing the tackles over and having tackles and guards pull. But, I mean, our defense it looks well coached, staying in front of gaps, and even these, guys that haven't played a lot are still holding this really good running back to little to no gain.
Yeah, and I think it helps, playing a team earlier on in the season like Liberty Hill that does a lot of pulling of guards and pulling deception and just not get caught up in all that and do your job. And that's something that we excelled very much so. And Lucas is going to take the snap and run straight forward for about 4 yards, kind of bounced around trying to find a hole, and eventually ended up going outside for about 3 yards there.
Another quarterback counter coming back.
Yeah, I think you got it right on, Braxton.
And that 3-4 defense kind of allows you to do that because you can get your linemen in front of gaps, and if somebody's pulling away, they can stick it in and kind of squeeze it down. So I think they're doing a great job up front.
So when you say 3-4 defense, for those people that don't know, what do you mean when you say 3-4 defense?
3-4 defense is where you're going to have 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, or people playing a linebacker, people not with their hand down. So that way they can, squeeze in those gaps, and the linebackers can fly into those open holes and make plays.
So Oakman takes the carry and gets about 2 more yards. Can bring up 3rd and 4 here from the Panther 26-yard line. Now under a minute left, 43 seconds. You got to think it's probably going to be the last play in the ball game here.
Yep.
Barring an incompletion.
And I think these Panthers are ready to get out of here as well.
I think everybody's probably okay if this is a run and they end up finishing this one. And sure enough, it is. It's going to go to number 24, Cristobal Guzman, who is going to pick up about 2 yards. And with 16 seconds left, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. For those that are interested in the baseball score, I hope you're not recording.
What was that?
4-1, Bryce.
Hey, good.
So sure enough, this one is going to be wrapped up. They are going to go ahead and line this up and shake hands at midfield. Hippos 54, Panthers 7, and just a very dominating performance, as we expected, coming in for the Hippos, and a good job of them bouncing back from last week. Obviously a tough heartbreak last week, and we talked about it multiple times this week. Don't get beat twice by Cedar Park.
Right.
Last year we came out against Pflugerville. We came out overconfident after a big win, and kind of laid an egg in the first half. Went into halftime down to Pflugerville. Ended up winning that one pretty handsomely. But good job to not succumb to that temptation this week. And after taking that opening kickoff back, we never looked back. A good job there by Grayson. Great job by Mackay. Defense played great as usual. That's about all we can say about this one. The score speaks for itself. It's not a deceiving score tonight. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up and get everybody home. Don't forget
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we'll get you out of here, Bryce.
Good job, guys.
Appreciate it. So don't forget about the Coaches Show next Monday night, 6 o'clock at the Hippo Cafe with Scott and Stacy Feller. They do a great job of hosting us. If you can't be there, be sure to tune in on hipposports.com through the SHN Sports Network. If you can be there, come out, get some great food, great atmosphere, and we'll talk another Hippo victory with Coach Brad LaPlante and look forward to next week at Manor. So again, Hippos 54, Pflugerville Panthers 7. One more reminder too. Don't forget the Hutto Band will be performing tomorrow at the field in Pflugerville. That's the home football field for all of the Pflugerville high schools. They'll be performing at their area marching contest at 12:30 tomorrow. For Todd Robinson, for Gage Bowles, for Bryce Dog down the sidelines, for our step-in color guy Braxton Buchanan, I'm Ryan Robinson signing off, and see you on Monday.